Hi, everyone. Let's see. How are you guys today? I'm trying to see if I can find and be able to view. Uh-oh. It's just weird. I'm trying to view the comments and I don't see them. So I can't see the comments. Interesting. Let's see. Well, we're going to be talking about what are we? What are we alchemically? This is really weird. I cannot see any comments. So darn. It's just something I did to the screen. Hold on. I know I can probably see them. I'm just doing something wrong. Probably pressed something that I didn't need to press. Technical difficulties here. But I'll just talk while I figure it out. So I was listening to the Kabbalion that was suggested for me to read, to understand by Man of Letters, who I did a Google Hangout with a couple of weeks ago. So as I started listening to his audiobook, I realized that I knew a lot of those things already that I had figured out from, studying the Egyptian texts and all that kind of stuff through my own research, to the same exact conclusions or things that are stated in the Kabbalion. So if you guys want to know like a book or a source that will explain a lot of the things that I talk about, like such as energy and plasma and what are people made out of, alchemically, scientifically, mentally, spiritually, and all that good stuff, the Kabbalion does a great job of kind of explaining it perfectly. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how I can see these comments. So if you're looking for a book to kind of expand on all those things that I talk about, that's going to be it. So I really can't see any comments you guys. I don't know what. This is really weird. Let me go on my other. See if I can see myself live and see the comments there.
So how you doing today, Will?
Sorry, it's really weird. Okay, now I can see the comments. Yay. Okay, I had to figure it out. So let me. Okay, I know how to do it. I just pressed the wrong button somewhere. Okay, so the link is in the description box to the video and the audiobook. Okay, I saw somebody asking. The link for it isn't working. Really? Let me click on that. It works fine for me. So I just clicked on it and it perfectly worked. Okay, it's in the description box. So I've been good. So I wanted to give you guys that source so that you could go and listen, but you have to listen very closely and carefully, and it does explain it in regular terms. There's no really hidden secret talk. You know what I mean? You just have to really listen and understand what you're listening to. It's not written like the Emerald Tablets. It's more explained so that everybody can understand it if you take the time to actually listen or read it. Probably better if you do both, read and listen, because you can get the contents of a subject better if you're reading as well, and then listening, because some people are audio learners, some people are visual learners. So try both. hmm I love the part where it talks about how people are um, transformed into different states of being. And they perfectly explained the four states of matter and how the human spirit is simply electricity that animates. I love how they explain it. And now I kind of realize when I was speaking about the plasma to Man of Letters, he kept asking me if I've read the Kabbalion, and I kept telling him no. But it's because I guess I was speaking about the energetic energy or fourth state of matter, which is plasma, being the human spirit or soul. And it says that exactly in the Kabbalion. And I had never read it. So I was like, wow. I came to that conclusion on my own from reading and looking at the ancient Egyptian texts and things like that, and different websites and things like that that talked about energy. Um, mhm. So I think it's I think it's kind of cool that I come to the same conclusion. And they're also saying that science is now, or science has lined up with hermeticism, because every time they prove something, it's already been said in hermetics. And perhaps they're working with these ideas now in universal law now to further prove things. And if you're wanting to know about universal law, those are also well explained in the Kabbalion, universal law. So, and it's not written so that you can't understand it. It's written in perfect, easy to understand, you know, text. So you don't have to decode anything. It's good. Yeah. And then it also talks about how um, we as beings who have ascended past certain dimensional levels remember, and when we come back, we are able to reach those dimensional levels again easy, while others can only get to three or four dimension, or can't even fathom getting past a certain seven or whatnot. But I feel like those beings who can reach the higher dimensions have actually, you know, um, been reincarnated, and they studied hermetics and ancient knowledge, and were part of the whole learning process in hermeticism before, because a lot of this stuff comes naturally, or you're naturally led to it, and you're naturally able to get to those higher dimensions without even knowing, almost consciously, what you're doing. So, and then even in the Kabbalion, it says it's going to take perhaps millions of years before everyone can do that, or easily. So they're saying that there are a lot of advanced beings that are already here that can do that with no problem. There's some that can get to like maybe five, and then there's some that can only stay in three. So it is a maturity of the knowledge and the spirit and soul that you have, that depends on what levels of consciousness you can get to. And some people, it explains that some people have to reincarnate and come back until they're so angry and mad that they're forced into this knowledge or learning, because they keep repeating a life that they don't you know that they don't want. So the whole point is, if you know someone, how church people um, feel like you're going to go to hell if you don't um, go to church and pray. Well, and spiritual people feel the same way for people that are not awake or conscious. and they don't want you to be recycled and have to, live this terrible life over again in ignorance. So it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing, but they literally believe that you're going to have physical pain, but in actuality, being recycled and reincarnated back to the earth to live in the material plane does guarantee physical, mental, and psychological pain as well as spiritual pain. So, which is worse? You know, um, I feel that people will wake up in their own time and it shouldn't be forced because their soul and their spirit and their energy has to mature on its own in order to be able to return back to the source of which it came. So it has to. Um, you're gonna get it this time. Good. Thank you. So I like you guys. I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to get on my other live thing and see. I can't see it like I used to. So if you're donating and I can't see it, I'm sorry. But I can probably see it on the other one. Every truth is but half. That's exactly right. Yeah. So knowing that every truth is but half, there is no absolute truth because of the law of polarity. We must go by universal law. So that's why you never fully 100% stay stuck in one thing. And a lot of spiritual teachers do get stuck in their own perception, I'll say, and don't want to expand or grow or um, accept that their truth is half truth. And so that's where a lot of the issues come in, and where a lot of people kind of start following almost like a cult or some type of new religion or some type of what I call distractive spiritualism, when you're more focused on one thing rather than the knowledge. So that's why it's important to understand that there is no whole truth until you figure that out, or until you realize, you know, you're being distracted. What's the Mandela effect? Oh, you got to go look up a video on that. Your mind's going to be blown. Yes, you need, I mean, your mind will be blown once you go watch a video on the Mandela effect. You're going to be like, oh my God. Um, how much are all these books? Are some available online? Of course. I linked an audio book in the description. You can go to Man of Letters, his YouTube. He's reading the Kabbalion. And y'all know y'all like his voice. So it's free, of course. Mhm. You're experiencing the Mandela effect. Wow. There's so many videos on the Mandela effect. You should just go watch one. But I explained it in my theory yesterday on my video. Mhm. But the evidence is crazy. That's why I say go watch a video on it and you'll see all the evidence. Thank you. um, I was actually supposed to do another collaboration today with someone, but we're going to do it next week instead. So that will be a surprise for you guys. Parallel universes crossing into each other. Lots of strange activity going on. Yeah. They crossed the stream in Ghostbusters. And that's what happened. Don't cross the streams. I'm just joking. We're in the eye of the needle right now. The streams were crossed and intertwined. I explained it like a curl. If you had two curls, two spiral curls of hair that were separated, and then you brushed these two curls together and to turn into a single curl, that's what a collided universe would be like. And the curl from over here versus the curl from over there had different realities and different spellings of things and different versions of things, but very similar. And when they got combed together in one curl, the memories of, being in this separate curl would be like, oh, okay, Berenstein Bears. Oh, the curl over here says, no, it was Berenstain Bears with an A, not an E. But when they all got brushed together into one curl, you have people that remember it a certain way and then people who don't remember it a certain way. Yet the people that remember it a certain way have to live in the Mandela effect because it's called the Mandela effect because people thought Mandela died like a long time ago and then not recently. So people remember him dying twice, which means possible parallel universe. That's kind of why they call it that. So imagine two curls and them getting combed together. And one curl remembers, this one strand of hair in this curl is now looped over another strand of hair from the other curl. So you're getting intertwined in two separate realities, but very similar. So it's the universe expands in spiral form. So that is what probably happens. hmm That's the best way I can explain it. And y'all, I came to that conclusion while I was combing Sasha's hair. When I'm combing hair, I'm still thinking deep. You manifested a wealthy, loving man last night. I also put a due date off for him to step forward. Okay. Well, good for you. Thank you. I'm sure there's more than two, but I was just giving an example so that I don't have to, complicate it. It could be five, six, seven, eight, but I'm using two because it's the simplest way to explain it right now. hmm Is that similar to deja vu? It could be, you know. Good explaining. Thank you. What Starbucks drink am I drinking? I am drinking a pumpkin latte with almond milk and no whip. Um, a lady arrived home and her house was gone. She is experiencing the Mandela effect. Some lady said she woke up and that man next to her was not her husband. She's like, that is not my husband. So, yeah, we're doing the, I'm doing a video collab with someone who's really good with manifesting. So that's all I'm going to give y'all right now. You think for real time traveled? Why do you think that? Your wife wasn't your wife. We got a divorce. Wow. Is Muvu? Is that really true? Wow. I already told James, I said, in every reality and in the future, in every reincarnation, you're going to come back and take care of me. He said, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. So, said, I don't have time to worry about, certain things. So you got to come incarnate at the same time. Okay. and you'll be so used to doing it, it'll be automatic. You'll just fall right back into pattern. Ain't nobody got time for that. Exactly. Why do y'all want me to collaborate with Bro Panic? He's a little bit unorthodox for this channel. Mhm. And I did try a while back, but it's too much, in between. Um, you know what I mean? Mhm. I think it was the podcast or something. It was that I was supposed to be on, but I'd rather do like a one-on-one Google Hangout without 15, 11 people, talking. Mhm. Right. James gonna keep coming back if you don't unbind. Good. I'm fine with that. Mhm. Well, I've listened to a lot of his information, and the occult information. A lot of it is on point. Maybe the delivery is not something that a lot of people are used to, or whatever. But the knowledge is there. I don't see any issues with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Um, mhm. And I think that's the beauty of information. It can come through many outlets, many forms. you know um, some people may be offed by my delivery and prefer a delivery such as his much better, and vice versa. So I mean, it comes in knowledge comes in many, many forms. So if someone's more comfortable with him and can learn something, that's a good thing. Hmm. Bro panic views are heavily based on ego. Well, that's fine. He's a man. He has more masculine energy, so he's going to have that. you know. Um, I prefer heart and soul based folks like Ashira. Aw, well, thank you. You just prefer the feminine aspect of it. I love how you explain stuff or give advice with no BS, straight to the point, but you're not mean about it. I'm mean sometimes. But I also think it's because I have kids and I have to figure out how to explain things to them. And so by being a mother, it also helps to explain complicated things in simplified ways. Hmm. And I like that because I was reading somewhere and I forgot where I read this at. But if you can explain complex knowledge to a child, that means you really truly know it. Thank you, Angela Graves. Okay, I can see the donations. 777. Thank you. She made it rain sevens on me. Appreciate that. Um, if people think you're mean, it's because they're hurt. Well, I try not to be mean. I can be, but I try. I try my hardest. And you know, um, Rico Warren, you would like to see me and Mark Houghton do a collab. That would be dope. Okay, Rico. 1111. Thank you. Who made it rain on me this time? Oh, I want to talk about rain too, y'all. I forgot to tell you guys. Thank you, Erica Do. Oh my God, synchronicity, synchronicity. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, yes, yes. I was getting ready to talk about rain/dew because the precipitation in the sky. That is so weird. Okay, thank you for your wisdom. I'm living my best life because of your advice and guidance. And didn't I say that before I saw who donated? Oh my gosh. So that is synchronicity. Your advice is golden. Many, many thanks. Oh, thank you for the synchronicity. Thank you for 1111. And thank you for the donation because I was right about to talk about the morning dew, aka or rain. So there are many alchemy pictures and drawings and things like that that depict the morning dew or the rain, and you hear a lot of things about the rain in the occult or in the music when they're putting like hidden messages and things like that. And the rain is a form of influence. It's symbolic as a form of influence because clouds are between Earth and the heavens being outer space. Okay. Clouds are between us and that. And as we know, the plasma energy or the electro energy or the spirit energy can go in and out as it pleases. And a lot of times, when it wants to come back into a state of denser matter or material, it comes back through the elements. So it could come back in the form of a gas, which is a cloud, the lightning, then it would, become cloud, and then it would become rain. Then it would become a liquid. Rain is the liquid. Then it would become a solid and frozen. So it's the spirits coming back or the influence coming back. That's why the song Umbrella by Rihanna, if you listen to the lyrics, you know, who, also what type of spirits are influencing, you know, um, and things like that. So you have to be careful of the influence that you're picking up. Is is it going with what you're trying to accomplish? Is it beneficial to you, or are you being influenced to give more knowledge to other people? And if you watch that video, "Stranger in Moscow" with Michael Jackson, how everybody's he was wandering in the rain. Everybody starts going outside and getting drenched in the rain. And then you'll see, if you watched his movie This Is It, where he was doing the concert rehearsals, on the Thriller section of the video, he has the spirits coming down like rain, like falling from the sky like rain. And in the Jay-Z lyrics, and he talks about he's dodging raindrops, meaning he's on vacay, chilling on a big yacht. That means right now I'm taking some time for myself. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not doing any influence work right now. I'm not doing, I'm not trying to work with and push any agendas right now. I'm just, when I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation, basically. So, and then, a lot of songs that talk about rain, they have those hidden messages of being influenced. And just as, we're influenced by information, we can also be influenced by conscious, spirit energy coming through the elements. And they call those elementals. A lot of people were asking me about the elementals. Those are explained as well in the Kabbalion, which is very interesting how they explain it, because they explain it almost scientifically and spiritually, like I really like to do. So, oh, thank you. Oh, okay. I thought I got another donation. Never mind. It was that 1111 over again. So that was weird. But yes, it's the Kabbalion. Hmm. So it does explain it. And it's really interesting. So the morning dew is thought to be a sacred elixir in alchemy, because it's like every morning we have a morning dew. It's the earth's elementals essence, the spirits, and you can be more connected. You know, some people used to drink it and put it in their elixirs and things like that. Thank you for showing us the way. Oh, thank you, team Amira. She gave me 999. Hey, yeah. Thank you. Yes, 9 is completion. Wonderful. Y'all making it rain for real. Y'all are influencing me with these numbers as well, sending me codes. activating certain things. So it's raining in Ireland. Wow. You like to stand bare feet in the morning? Every day I drive my daughters to school. Phase 3 elixirs coming soon. It should be in the mail for me to start testing today. Then I'm going to take it for like a week and then I'm going to start selling it to you guys. But I need to be able to tell you exactly, what it's doing for me. Um, Thank you. Yes, I saw the donations. Mhm. So, were there two donations that I missed? Let me go back. Angela Graves. She gave me 777. Okay. Um, Erica Do. I've already said thank you to her because we had a synchronicity. So, oh, Deanna Joelle. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to scroll on back up. Deanna, I appreciate you. Okay, let me scroll back down because I was probably talking my head off. Okay, and I've already thanked you, Team Amira. Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, you saved and put. Okay, y'all are talking about makeup. Okay. What do I think about Michael Jackson by the Beatles music? Also, Michael Jackson and his attachment to Madonna. Da, 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 da. And Michael Jackson was smart. That's why he's my guru. He was a shrewd businessman. He didn't play about his money. He was the nicest person you would ever meet and you would never suspect. You would tell all your biggest secrets to. You would feel so much trust in him and then he'll turn around and buy your catalog. That's why, that's why I really like him. He also had Elvis's music too when he married Lisa Marie Presley, and during the divorce settlement, he got a lot of Elvis music too. He bought Eminem's catalog because Eminem made fun of him, so he just turned around and bought his music for 9 years and got paid on Eminem. So y'all don't underestimate someone who talks soft and looks innocent. Remember the law of polarity. Anyway. Shimon. Boss. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, y'all really have to study him to really truly appreciate him. Besides the music, he was very smart. He was a genius. He was an artist. Like he could paint and draw and as well. Very philosophical, very into the occult, just a Renaissance person. The law of polarity means everything has an exact polar opposite. So everything has a degree, yet is the same. So you have like -2 degrees versus 2 degrees in heat and cold. They're both the same, but the exact opposites. I do have some phase 1. Yes, you can go find it. Mike loves magicians. Yes. So we were talking about who we are. We are electrical matter in spirit form that has manifested into a denser form of matter on a lower dimension. And we have a slower density body. How about that? Some people call it light body. I don't like the name light body because it's just not true because the plasma is dark. Yes, you can't see it. It's electrical. Okay, you can't see electricity, but you know its force. You can feel its force. Okay, electricity can go through a wire or create a surge to copper and da 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 and hooked up to a light bulb, but electricity itself can only be light when there's a strong, current, such as lightning, and it has to be, like whoosh, it's really fast. That's how it travels, and so it has to be traveling like that. But when it's not doing that, it's dark. It still exists, but it's dark. So it's created out of it. I can feel where there's electricity going on. I walk into rooms. Yes. You know how you have some houses that are built by these power lines and you can hear them buzzing and you could feel an electrical field or a force. And it's like a zzz, you know, um, you can feel that, but you can't see it. But as soon as you touch a power line, you can see some fire. The contact with certain elements causes the reaction. So um, that's why we say cosmos can influence nature because it causes reactions, right? Spirits are electricity. Yes. Um, I had sleep paralysis and I looked down at my hand. And it was just nothing energy, physical. Yeah. You were probably seeing into the dimension that where you were, the plasma energy. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, which is electricity current from gas being heated. Okay. So you know how like if someone turns on the gas in the kitchen and they like set a some type of device to go off that sparks like a cell phone or something, the whole house will explode. That's the reaction of the gas and the electricity creating an effect. So that's what that is. Okay, well, the drops, the elixir, I talked to the makers of the elixir, and you can take them all at the same time, but you need to start off with phase one first, at least. And then if you continue phase one, you need to do like some at night and do one phase in the morning and do like maybe phase two in the morning and then phase one at night. And then maybe phase one and the phase two in the morning, phase one in the afternoon, and phase three, some elsewhere. But you can take them all at once. You just have to kind of break them up so that you don't get over energized. Okay. Phase one gives you a lot of energy and clarity and get up and go. It takes you out of procrastination mode, gets you, helps you manifest and get your life um, into order. Also, spiritually helps you seek and have epiphanies and profound thoughts and just pushes your knowledge, your thirst for knowledge further. Do I find electronics malfunction around you? Yes, a lot. You still haven't finished the first bottle yet. Okay. You can take 20 drops to a day. I take, yeah. This is not the same type of plasma. Okay. There's blood plasma and electric plasma, which is the fourth state of matter. So it's not the same type of plasma. Although I'm pretty sure there is a use for that type of plasma as well. I just have not really researched it. Hmm. You're using my elixir as stocking stuffers for your family? Oh, that's so nice. Hmm. You've been using just gold. You can't wait to buy the elixir. Yeah, I took gold before. The elixir is like gold times 10. Um, mhm. Plasma is used to make medicine that's used after 7 years of the plasma being stored. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm pretty sure there's some alchemy in there too. Just have to research it because as above, so below. And I'll probably get into that too eventually. Mhm. Can you explain what gold? Monatomic gold, ingestible gold, liquid monatomic gold. I love your videos is because I died when I was 15 for 6 minutes. I did the floating thingy and saw my body as part, and the paramedics, I never saw a light. I only saw new space behind me. I felt totally at ease. Wow. I must have died many times because that I don't even remember or maybe it's just an astral travel. But I've seen like a lot of people's near death experiences, I've experienced as well while sleeping. So I don't know if I died in my sleep or if I was just astral traveling. It was weird. Or just remembering my life as a spirit. I don't know. Um, you think a lot of stuff. Uh-huh. Can you define? Can you find deceased loved ones in the astral realm? That all depends on if they're still there, if they were recycled through this, if they were recycled and reincarnated, if they knew how to leave energy behind. It depends on their level of knowledge, whether they're there or not. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's so much to this. Like, there's so much to this. If you've been programmed to think that you're going to see them, that's what your mind will manifest. But if you know the hermetics behind all of these things, you will not expect to see them, especially if they were religious. You know what I mean? Hmm. Can you astral travel and not know? Yeah, you sure can. Okay. What does it mean when you have a dream where there's a fire and fire alarm? When you wake up, the fire alarm is going off. Maybe you were dreaming about that at the same time, like, or you realities crossed, but that's happened to me before. Like, I've dreamt about something, and then when I woke up, I was hearing the exact same thing. It could have created the dream as well. So, but then I've also done it visually. Like, there was no way I could see what was going on. It wasn't just with sound. Like, I was dreaming about real ducks. I don't know why. And then when I opened my eyes, Layla, when she was a little girl, a younger little girl, had a rubber duck right in my face. So very strange. I think it's both, you know. Mhm. Mariah, both my oldest sisters. Oh, okay. Y'all talking to each other. You had a pain in your leg in the dream. When you woke up, you were actually hurting. Wow. Well, they say all is mental, so that's possible. Why can't I feel the vibes of crystals? Am I spiritually plugged up? No. Maybe the crystal's not charged. Maybe your vibration and the crystal's vibrations are too different to register the same frequency. You know, it's the same as like, why can't you hear a dog whistle? Mhm. Y'all aren't hearing on the same frequency. You're not on a certain frequency. So either you have to raise your frequency or charge the crystal with certain things and get on the same frequency. Carry the crystal with you. Mhm. Is it possible to work and manifest while asleep in the astral realm like Doctor Strange? Yep, sure is. Like, a lot of people feel like they have another job when they go to sleep. Assured, do you know what the meaning of what? Hold on. Nefertari is? It's my name. No, tell me what it means. Mhm. Yeah. There's no such thing as coincidence. So, it's said that there's no such thing as coincidence because everything has a cause and effect. Mhm. Do you have crystals for radiation? I think what is that called? It's a green. It's a green one. Amazonite. And also, they sell these necklaces, which they're black and they're made out of some type of um, black stone, and they're supposed to absorb that electromagnetic energy from like cell phones and stuff. Argonite. That's true. That's the name of it. Oh, most beautiful one is what your name means. Oh, that's nice. She ruled Egypt. Okay, I like that name. You grew up totally occult family, so yes, you're right. I always tell people death is not what they think, but people get weird about it. Thank you for your channel and knowledge, love, and respect. Oh, thank you. That must have been cool growing up with an occult family because you probably got a lot of the information a lot sooner than most people because most people grow up in either a religious home or a non-religious home or like not really in that type of environment, so they don't get that information early, which could really benefit them. So I'm glad I'm able to give that to my kids. Thank you. And when Sasha, oh my goodness, Sasha can decode things now. She'll watch a video and decode it with symbolism and alchemy. I'm like, she's already writing stories using it. She's using her alchemy and symbolism in her story and metaphors to explain certain things and hide them at the same time. And I'm like, oh my God, this child. Okay. So my lessons on karma is a lifesaver. Oh, I'm glad. Sure, do you believe in the fate of a certain extent, even though you can alter reality? I believe that if you don't alter reality, then whatever will be. But I also understand that if you do alter it, then you're working with the laws of the universe. And that's the only way you can alter it is by working with the laws of the universe. It talks about that in the Kabbalion. That's why I put that link down there. Why is your name kidney failure? Wow. Are your kidneys failing? Can you give me an explanation on what light is? Light is, depending on what you're reading, but light is basically, it has to go through a spectrum, and then it's what you can see in that spectrum. It's the known, what you can see, what you can touch, what you know. How can we use logarithm to stop the negative swinging motion? You can't. You can't stop the swing, but you can lessen the swing and you can make the swing come faster. And you can control what happens. Like um you can put the negativity upon yourself and have some form of control over it. Like they do in Hollywood. Okay. Um right. Why do you think you can see into other dimensions without trying? A lot of people can. Because you're kind of seeing with your third eye. It's not your physical eye that you're looking with. So when you see with three eyes, you can see into the other dimension while in this dimension with your eyes open. You was raised how to manipulate the earth's energy through your father's family. My mother taught me how to communicate with heaven and other dimensions. That's so cool. So lucky. Mhm. You are interdimensional, so you should be able to see and go. That's true. But, we know what we are, but so many people don't. That's why I make this video. So many people don't know what you are. You are limitless energy in a denser form of matter. That's it. Because even as that plasma energy, you're still a form of matter. As oh, thank you. Okay, I got another donation. Oh, okay, let me look. Let me look. Mhm. Okay, it's hard to read it on this screen because it's not my normal screen. Okay, I'm trying to get to your name. I cannot see your name. Okay, Deborati. Thank you so much. Okay, you were manifesting with dark energy and you suddenly saw a big some black bird with long wings as the source, and I felt it was part of it. Any idea why? Well, a big black bird would represent, spirit, dark energy, um, heavens because it can fly. So it's just whatever symbolically what appeals to you. You know what I mean? So I think that's why. You were watching a YouTube video of this guy. You forgot his name, but he was talking about something. Hold on. About how everything is not consciousness. Is that false? Everything is not consciousness. Um, the Kabbalion explains that too. It's like everything is and is not. You know what I mean? Um, everything is, yet it is not. It's a paradox. So if you can feel pain, like we were talking about earlier, if you had pain in a dream and it was just a dream, but you woke up with pain, what is that? Are you both or are you one? Remember, all things are half truth. So when one thing is true, the other thing is false. When one thing is false, the other thing is true. So you have to believe both in order to be successful. Okay? You got to believe both. You got to see it from both perspectives and totally understand it and able to operate from either side. That's how you become the all or the source, being able to do both, to destroy and create, to be conscious and material, and yet understand that it's all connected and it's all the same thing. Yes. All is mental, yet we live in a material world and we need material things. But we can use universal law to create what we want in this world, which is then mental. So it's both, yet it's one. You see how it works? It's a paradox. It's supposed to work like that. You are a material girl. Mhm. But the point is not to get caught up in either one, but to experience them both and play off of each other using the universal law to be able to transmute anything and grow spiritually because your spirit is both. That's why everything is both. hmm Your spirit is um, mental, physical, and since it's a combination of both, it's spiritual. That's the difference. So that's why it's both. Spooky channel, I am here. Is this a spiritual season? Okay, welcome. I love your two channels. They are perfect on spiritual personality and gotta have both. You need both. Okay. It would be a slap in the face to the material world if you didn't enjoy it, and then it will be a slap in the face to the spiritual world if you didn't acknowledge it. Why ignore one when you can use both to create and have, a good experience? Over the past 2 years, I have seen a blue and purple orbs out of the corner of your eye. They both seem very electrical. Yes, a lot of times when people see orbs, they're seeing those plasma energy. That's why on Ghost Hunters, you always say, "Oh, I see an orb." It's manifesting in a denser form, so you can see it in the spectrum. That's why they're always putting out like when the orbs or the energy comes, the room gets cold in temperature because it has to draw energy in a denser form to manifest. So it has to draw in heat to become visible in the light spectrum. I think in this century they're going to understand spirits scientifically because they're very, I mean, they already do, but it's going to be publicly known. They're going to be able to, because if you watch any ghost hunter shows, all they use is scientific um, equipment. So, I feel like in my lifetime, spirits are going to become science. Straight up, not just paranormal or, metaphysics or anything. They're actually going to be science. That's my prediction. A scientist will be able to explain to you what a spirit is in scientific forms. And I mean, if you go watch Ghostbusters, I mean, they pretty much already figured it out on Ghostbusters. So I call it the proton pack because you have to negatively charge or positively charged electrons to neutralize it and trap it, which was how they trapped the ghost. So, I watched that movie every day when I was a kid. Thank goodness it sunk in and I figured it out. And I'm telling you guys, people already know this. It's just that a lot of people don't think people are mentally prepared or psychologically prepared to accept something as fact. Quantum physics proves the existence of interdimensionality. Exactly. Um, why do you think I dream of my past often when I'm trying to let go? Because you're trying to let go. Just let go. Just don't try to do like Yoda says. Sure. How do you curse or spell to make your mom away from an abuser? Call the police. Some things are you can just do on your own. Hmm. Yoda. Can you do an ASMR video eating Mike and Ike's? I haven't recorded on that channel in forever. Maybe. Thank you. She has Stockholm syndrome. Oh gosh. You can't save everybody. People have to save themselves. It's maybe a lesson that she needs to learn, but who knows? I mean, it's hard to watch somebody that's in a bad relationship, an abusive relationship, and they won't leave. And then if you try to interfere, they will probably get upset with you. So they have to learn that on their own. I just say take out some life insurance policy. I mean, if the negative situation is, if it turns into a super negative situation, at least there's some positivity that will come out of it. Okay. And you can use that to kind of convince her to leave, you know. You can say, "Mom, guess what?" And she'll say, "What?" "I got a life insurance policy on you." "Why'd you do that?" "Oh, because you're in an abusive relationship, and if he hits you one time too many and you're gone, I'm get paid." Use reverse psychology on her. She's like, "Dang, shoot." She's gonna start thinking about that. Like you're betting on her dying and you getting paid because she's stupid and won't leave the relationship. Um, I mean, that's what I would do. That will put some sense into her. Exactly. And prepay for her funeral and everything. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have you cremated. I've already prepaid for your funeral, got some life insurance policy on you, mom. So you don't have to worry. What? You're already planning my death? Well, just in case, you live with a fool. If he hits you upside the head one day and it cracks open, at least I'll benefit since you're not. Then she'll be mad. Be mad all you want. I'm thinking ahead. You'd be mad if your son did that. With they might be trying to teach you something. Sometimes children teach adults. I know what Stockholm syndrome is. It's when you fall in love with your abuser or kidnapper. Now, people like that, you have to really shock them. You got to shock them into thinking a certain way because they're already blocking you from one angle. You have to hit them from another angle. It's a different angle. So hit them from that angle. Death always works. Prepaid funerals, prepaid cremations, life insurance policy, your your callous, cold sense of you can't help the foolish, so you might as well benefit from them. Attitude may cause them to look at it from a different angle. Your husband is with another woman and you want him back, girl. I wouldn't. Mhm. Sure. Do you think that you can use a sensory deprivation tank as a way to manifest in darkness? People say, I'm sure you can. I mean, it gives you the sensation that you no longer have a body, which is limit. A body is limiting. So if you can free your mind of feeling your body, your consciousness can possibly expand. But if you already know these things, and plus you do that, it might be a very unique experience. So I think it would help. You don't look dumb. You don't speak in an unintelligent way. I don't get why the haters try to imply what? Oh, the haters. Oh, sometimes I play dumb. It's a strategy. But thank you. Okay. How do you know what you are alchemically? Okay, you must be just tuning in. Um, in the Kabbalion, which I did link a video to an audiobook of the Kabbalion in the description bar. In the Kabbalion, it says a lot of things that I've been saying on my videos for a couple of months now, that your spirit is the fourth state of matter, which is an electrical current known as plasma. And it is a matter, and it's basically electricity. So your soul is electric. A lot of people will say your soul is your light or your light body, but In actuality, it is dark plasma, unseen plasma, basically, an electric current. And that's what we are, energetically after we leave our human, physical body. And it explains it perfectly in the Kabbalion. And I got that information from ancient Kemet. Um, a lot of the depictions on the in the hieroglyphs and drawings about in the in the Book of the Dead or whatever point exactly to that. So it's just odd how science and me interpreting things from the walls of Egypt and then the Kabbalion all lining up to say the exact same thing, and then ghost hunters and ghostbusters all agreeing that spirits are basically energy and that you can, scientifically prove it. Even in quantum physics, it talks about how there are dimensional, planes and all that good stuff. So it's science has already probably proven it, but the masses that still have a hold on people with religion and certain beliefs that they're making a lot of money off of and keeping a lot of people brainwashed do not want to come out and say, oh, this is fact, because it would change the paradigm of everything. But the people that do know, you know, good for them, teach other people. I wonder who taught Jay-Z occult knowledge. Probably Beyonce. No. Um, he's a Freemason. So I'm pretty sure he learned there. And I think it was MJ who got him in or whatever. Hmm. Nobody wants to live in the equilibrium. Most people live off balance. Hmm. But as long as you can balance out, you're good. Hmm. People who believe in death die. All right. Do you see evil spirits in your household or surrounding you? No. But once you get to a certain level of consciousness, you don't see good and evil anymore. You see purpose, intent, polarity. You look with universal law and you see things for what they are. It's just like they were describing in the Kabbalion. You have hot and cold. When does the heat become the cold, and when does the whole cold become the heat? You have -5 degrees, and then you have 5 degrees. They're both the same number, but on different sides of the scale, different sides of the spectrum. So when does it become cold and when does it become hot? At what temperature would you describe hot? And would everybody describe it as hot? So it's like that. You start to see things because if one person is evil, but then you have a more evil person below them, and that person is so evil that the person you thought evil originally became good to you. You get it? So there is no good or evil. There's only something to compare it to. How to reach in that level of consciousness. You got to read, you got to study, you have to thirst for the knowledge. Read the Emerald Tablets, read the Kabbalion, read Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, get a book on symbolism, and become a student of, the Hermeticism knowledge, Hermetics, alchemy, ancient Egyptian and Kemet knowledge. That's how you come to all of this. Um, I've been so brainwashed. It's a shame when you don't know what you don't know exactly. Um, Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Okay. Because, a plug is a power connector, but until you plug it into the wall and then plug it into the device, it's not applied. So it can't do anything until you plug it up to the right source. And you astral projected, but during this projection, you saw two shadow beings, one really tall and glowing red eyes, and one child size. Cool. Okay, you're seeing you're seeing interdimensional energies. Am I a Freemason? No, that's for men. It's a male only fraternal order. I'm not in the Freemasons. My grandfather was. Um, they're not evil. I could be in the Eastern Star if I wanted to, but I don't. They could- I'd rather just be a student of the knowledge. Right. Every day you got to get it right. Exactly. I've scared off those shadow people. I used to be terrified of them. I'm not scared of them. To me, what are they going to do? Are you scared of? I would be more scared of normal people. You know what I'm saying? Breaking into my house. Mm, Your grandma was Eastern Star. Cool. I don't know any. You astral travel. Okay. If you don't know something, it's best to learn about it so that you can get the information in your brain. Um, there's so many videos on astral travel. Your dad's a Mason and a Eastern Star, and I was a Rainbow Girl. Yeah, but see that a lot of those for the sororities and things like that, they don't really teach you on the scale that you know you think. You have to research the knowledge yourself. You know, and then there's steps and all that kind of stuff too. I can just do as I please, as I want, when I want. It's not forced. It's not something that I feel like I have to do. It's a true hunger for it. And I feel like it's better that way. Hmm. Now, if I need the affiliations, for court or something, I'll take them. You can buy Eastern Star pins online and pretend for the connections. Okay. How can I learn to use my crystal ball? It's just scrying. Research scrying. You're basically going into a daze um, and using your third eye. That's all that really is. Mo- People ask me if I'm in a religion. I say no. I'm good. Right. I don't know what book it was or video I was watching, but most of the world is religious. Most people in the world are religious because most people in the world have been taught by their parents and it became part of their culture. But no one was ever given, not many people were ever given free will into what they want to believe in. They've been taught fear based beliefs, which scare them into opening their mind to more higher thinking. Because, and I'm going to tell you why, and I've told you on many videos if you're new. So I'm going to tell you again if you're new. They need people not to know so that they can use you in the future. So, for example, if you don't know what to do after you die, if you don't know what you are, you're able to be controlled. You're able to be controlled and reincarnated and put back into a body, never to ascend or have certain things in life, and always working for someone else. So you will never be free materially or spiritually, and they need people to never reach that level of consciousness because they're cheap labor. So in the pyramid of hierarchy, exactly. Um, they need you to stay at the bottom of that pyramid so they can stay on the top. That's basically it. And it's neither good nor evil. It's necessary. Because eventually, After many times of reincarnating, you will figure it out. And then there'll be another group of people who won't figure it out, who will be at the bottom of the pyramid until they do figure it out. And so people who are not awake are the very base of the pyramid in which a lot of conscious beings and wealthy beings and people like that depend on. So we depend on, and many other people depend on, if you own your own company, let's say you have a corporation, you depend on people needing to earn money to keep your corporation going. You depend on people to show up for work at Taco Bell so that your franchise can make money. Okay. So if you never wake up and you settle for less, and Taco Bell is, I use Taco Bell because I love Taco Bell. Don't get it wrong. I use Taco Bell as an example because if you continue to um, not seek knowledge and search, and you work someplace at like Taco Bell, making Taco Bell Corporation even richer, um, and never wake up and then go to work at McDonald's and then go to work at Jack in the Box, you know, that's what they recycled you for. Right. So it's very important to get out of the cycle of reincarnation. hmm So I said he's a Freemason. Michael Jackson was a Freemason. Yes. Um, what are the laws of one book factual information? Are the law of one book's factual information, or is it just I don't know. You mean who wrote it? Some people rather be sleep. It's comfortable to them. Yeah. It's comfortable because they don't have to do anything but follow orders, right? Some people enjoy following orders because they don't have to think or create anything for themselves. They just want to follow orders, get enough money to get their cigarettes, beer, alcohol, weed, or whatever, go home, sit in front of the TV, smoke it, get drunk, go to sleep, you know, call up some chick and then go to sleep and do it again tomorrow. That's all some people live for. That's enough for them until it's not enough. Um, so that's what I'm explaining. So those people are very much needed to keep the other people, or the people that are, entrepreneurs or corporation owners, or just shoot, regular old business owners, up at the top. hmm And because I talk to a lot of people, and they're perfectly okay with mediocrity. They're perfectly okay with what they have, and they don't want anything more. And they don't want to ascend higher up the ladder or the pyramid or whatever. They're perfectly fine being the base. And they don't care. And so they're not being exploited if they don't care, if they don't seek more. James is texting me. Mhm. He must be bored. Okay. So you bought the Heru book you recommended. Okay. That's a good thing. How do you ascend the ladder? You want more, you seek more, you want better. It's like turning lead into gold. You want to be the best version of yourself. You want to know more. You don't live in fear. Everything you fear, you learn more about, so you no longer fear it. You keep getting new knowledge. You don't stay closed minded. You're not scared of much anymore because all you have to do is go learn about it. Ignorance is the base of fear. The less you know about something, the more you fear it. So, knowledge is the key. And then you apply that knowledge to real life, and you understand how, after you learn the knowledge, you'll understand how to get and free yourself financially as well. hmm You always got to upgrade. Yeah, you have to keep upgrading. You have to get better every day. Um, right. And you can use visualization techniques to imagine yourself in a better life. Thank you, Deanna Joelle, for donating again. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, yes, some people are born awake. I'm reading a comment asking if you were born awake. Some people are born awake. I was born awake. I remember as soon as I can remember when I was a toddler, like 2 years old, I could remember vividly everything. And I could remember so many things, understanding so many things, rejecting so many things. Thank you, E. Loosvan. I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. Y'all making it rain again. I need to go get my umbrella. Thank you. Um, a lot of people are born awake because they escaped the okay, you will be reincarnated, but you have a choice to come back with your mind, your consciousness, and your knowledge if you did not get brainwashed and go to the light. Don't go to the light when you die. Okay. That's how you get brainwashed and wiped clean to start all over with nothing. If you don't go towards the light and you go, towards the darkness and um, because you're going to be this electrical energy anyway that can travel throughout the cosmos, go to Saturn. That's a good starting spot. There's ascended masters there, ancient um, plasma there, modern plasma. Saturn used to be known as our sun long ago in the ancient text. So go there, but don't go into the sun. Don't go to the light. Don't go into this sun because that's what it is. And once your energy, because the sun is made out of plasma, once your plasmas go into the sun, it's burnt up. It becomes part of that, and then it's recycled back to the earth as white spirits, white memories. You might have a little bit of the memory, but it's going to be so little, and you're not going to have had any real knowledge anyway. So it's going to be even more frustrating. But like I said, majority of the world is religious, which is what keeps the pyramid base large. Okay. We need those people. So, like, if you really think about it, you could go on either side. If you really think about it, by waking up a bunch of religious people, it's just going to ascend them to um, a higher version on the pyramid. So it's your choice. You could do it or not. But you don't force it on them. They need to find their own way. You know, they need to ascend naturally and find their own way. If you don't argue up and down with a religious person, let them be the base of the pyramid. Let them hold up the society with their hard work. Let them, do A, B, C, and D, whatever. Let them be recycled again through the sun and come right on back and do the same thing. Who cares? When they want to wake up, they will. They'll figure it out. But the knowledge is there if they seek it. It's all over the internet. If the spirit is what works, the body, which everyone has, yet only some have souls. What? Everybody has spirit, everybody has a soul. Just some are awakened and some are not. The ones that are awakened, they know better. They've studied. They know not to go to the light. Okay? The ones that don't know better go straight to that light and be recycled. Stop reading your diary, girl. I ain't reading your diary. There must be strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song. I love that song. So yeah, I was reading your diary, girl. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for this masterclass. Aw, she donated too. Thank you, girl. How can you start this journey? Learn symbolism first. Get you a book or a dictionary or Google any symbol that you see and see what it really means. There are hidden meanings in everything. Then I would say learn the universal laws. They're online for free. Just type in the seven universal law or seven universal principles and learn those and how they work and how you can use them. Then I would go into the Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. I'm pretty sure you can find a PDF online or buy the book on Amazon, whatever. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. It goes through spiritual alchemy, mental alchemy, and all that, how to think using universal law. The Kabbalion, which is linked there in the description box, it's an audio book. You could just listen to it. Maybe you should start with the Kabbalion first. Go listen to the Kabbalion. There's no underlying hidden meaning. Go listen to that first. And if you want more, then go to the symbolism books. Go to the Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. Go to the Emerald Tablets. Mhm. I saw Venus when I was astral traveling. Oh, cool. Can you leave messages for your reincarnated future self, like burning something? What? I'm pretty sure you could. Burying something that you can find in the future. I'm pretty sure you could. Um, a lot of those people that look just like old ancient statues or old paintings from the past, they leave behind stuff like that. They come back looking the exact same so that they can find themselves. Um, Sometimes they come back and live a similar life to finish what they started, or some type of life where they could actually thrive versus where they couldn't thrive before. Um, they come back looking very the same but different. Um, Probably genetically, but still the same as far as how they look, so that they can recognize who they are and what them and remember. You know. Mhm. The first book, The Kabbalion, and it's an audio book as well on YouTube for free. I put in the description box, and you can just click on that link and just listen to it. But listen to it. Don't fall asleep on it. Don't try to absorb it through, osmosis. Listen to it. Okay. A real student will read between the lines and the lines. So everything is a sin. So take your ass to church then. If everything is a sin, then everything must not be a sin because the law of polarity in universal law says that it's not. Uh-huh. Um, and Michael Jackson said there's no sin either. So and sin is just what? Who taught you what sin was? People that want to control you, right? Sin actually means mistake, right? If you forgive yourself for mistakes without knowledge. Sin also means without, in Spanish or in Latin, it means without knowledge. Without knowledge that you can transmute that. That's what it means to me. You don't know you can transmute that? Okay. How do you know if you're woke? If you can see symbolism and hidden meanings in everything, if you can decode music videos, movies, and break down what they mean, occult wise, hmm things like that. That's why you got to study symbolism. You're awake if you're searching for the knowledge. You know there's something up, there's something to it. So you're waking now. You're awakening now just by looking at this video. hmm Right? Can you do a video on fear? Fear is the absence of knowledge. The more you learn about something, the less you fear it. Like, for example, think about, oh, we fear nuclear weapons. Okay. If you knew what you were, which is the title of this video, you wouldn't be scared anymore, right? because that just be adding to your energy. You see? You're like, dang, I can get a boost back up there to the ethers. Less fear. The more you know, the less you fear. Thank you, Deanna. She gave me some more money, making it rain again. I mean, really, if you really sit there and just really think about it, nothing can scare you anymore. Oh, we're gonna have a solar flare and the Earth's gonna burn. Okay, well, I'll just be right back into that plasma energy on my way back to Saturn to come back again. And this time, next time I come back, I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. You know, the more you know, the less you fear. So learn as much as you can about whatever it is that you fear, and the fear will be gone. Okay. Purple rain. People astral. You're not woke. Spirits only took you on a ride. See, we got a troll. They took you on a ride. Right. Uh huh. You are what you eat. You are what you think. Your life is a reflection of everything you believe. Even in the Kabbalion, it talks about that too. It's like plants, food. Well, plants especially have a spirit. They have a plasma energy. It might not be as advanced as a humans or an animals, but they do. And you know, we feed on that energy just as um, other higher dimensional energies feed on our energy. The sun, for example, will feed on the sheep's energy. That's why, and Saturn will feed on the conscious energy. But if you're conscious, you understand that it's just another level of transition. That's why they say Kronos ate his children. Because you go back, because the plasma um, energy is what a lot of the some of the rings have in them, that plasma energy. Also, the planet is mostly gas and liquid. So, of course, you're going to have that other fourth state of matter there, which is plasma. So, in order to be absorbed back into a place like that, you would have to be in that state of matter, which is the plasma energy. So that's how it is explained that Saturn eats his children, because it's not burning like the sun. You're not going to be burnt up and wiped clean. You're going to get like with the other children and learn their knowledge. The children of the sun. Saturn was the original sun. So if you read the Emerald tablets, you'll see there's the children of the sun and the children of the earth. The children of the sun are the children of Saturn. Okay. Have you ever heard of jazz musician Sun Ra? No, I haven't. He said he was from Saturn. Of course he did. And Ra was also known as Saturn, not the sun you see in the sky. That's what confuses a lot of people. They think the sun is Ra. The sun is not Ra. Saturn is Ra. He was right. That he sure was, Rico. Saturn rules time. Exactly. Eventually, what will get us out of there? Saturn. I mean, if you know Jay Z, think about the lyric and upgrade you. And I said this on the last video. I don't know if you were there. He says, "Have you ever seen Saturn? Saturn? No, not the car, but everywhere we are. This is high level, not eye level. My bezel, courtesy of order Mars. Now look at the time I saved you. Let me upgrade you." Talking about watches. Then he says, "Rollies that don't tick tock. There's no time." So Yeah, go to Saturn. That's the original sun. So if you are seeing time sequences, da da da, is that a form of Saturn? It's a thing. It's something that's happening with you. Synchronicities that are happening with you to wake you up. You're seeing that on for a reason to wake you up to keep going. Yes, Saturn is a dead sun now, though. Okay, but it's still made of gas and liquids, and also the rings are made of plasma. The rings are the gates. If you read the Emerald tablets, those are the gates. Um, and now, since it's not a burning hot mass of, you know, gases and plasma that's going to burn you up and turn you into itself, you are able to stay there free willingly and consciously and as in the fourth state of matter and experience life in that aspect with other masters. You see? Hmm. Why do you think are so many speaking so negatively of Saturn? Because it's put out there because we need the base of the pyramid. It's a trick. I mean, if you look at all the religious paintings, it's a trick, but they tell you the truth at the same time. That's the paradox of it. They'll have a Jesus picture with a ring around his head. That's Saturn. They'll have most logos have Saturn um, references to it. The symbol in ancient Egypt for the sun is a circle with a dot in the middle. That's Saturn. So it's up to you to learn enough to figure it out. Up to you to learn enough to figure it out. Mhm. Why do people use the energy of Saturn for hexing, banishing there? Because the old masters and spirits of consciousness are there. And it's a place where you have to be seeking knowledge to even know about and to even get to. So you got to be smart if you got there. So if you're going to use anybody's energy, it should be that. It's also a very fixed energy. They know what they are. They know who they are. They're not guessing. They're not looking for Jesus. They're not looking for some pearly gates. Okay? They know what to do. So they're a fixed, understanding level of energetic consciousness. Okay? So, and remember, Saturday used to be the Sabbath. Then they changed it to Sunday. Who are they? They are the people that, like me, like the other people that are going to go to Saturn, like the other people in the occult knowledge, the ancient Egyptians, the masters, the ascended masters, the spiritual, the ascended masters that ascended to a higher spiritual state. Them, that's them. Mhm. Am I a stay-at-home mom? Yep, I stay home. Here we go with the trolls. Mhm. So hexes and curses are really energetic from. Remember, they don't believe in good or bad. If you're an ascended master, if you understand the laws of polarity and universal law, da, 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 you're most likely to get help from someone who's not biased, or at least their energy or their information. Saturn controls time, time controls events. Therefore, your spell work with Saturn is going to be more helpful. Mhm. How do I know if I'm getting signs for good or evil? I just said there's no good or evil. There's only degrees and free will. You know, you make that choice. You still have free will to do whatever you choose to do. Some people might think I'm evil. Some people might think I'm good. you know? A Christian, a devout Christian would think I'm so evil, but a spiritual person will think I'm good. So they're only half truths, right? Have you ever heard that only 144,000 people will get into heaven? No, that number is a frequency. Look up the frequency of that number and see what you find. Okay. Um, I feel lots of masculine energy coming from Saturn. Well, in alchemy, the sun is representative of masculine energy, just like the moon is representative of feminine energy. Fire is masculine, water is feminine. But the good thing about Saturn is mostly liquid and gas and plasma, which is a combination of both merged, which is a beautiful thing. Okay. Um, mhm. Who disliked this video? Girl, I don't know. A lot of people dislike my videos. I'm evil to some, remember? They call you resting bitch. Smile more. Then way you can fool them, like MJ did, and buy their masters. The ascending fallen angels are the one. Go look up the frequency of 144. See what you find. 144,000. Um, my daughter. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to read that. I need to set my alarm. Hold on, so that I don't be on here all day. Okay. I have not heard of Galactus. I have not heard of them. I need to research that. 144,000. I'll look it up for you guys because y'all know some of y'all don't know how to Google. Okay. So there are these apparatuses. We're going to take this to the material world, then to the spiritual world. There are these apparatuses, heaters, water heaters that use gas to heat up the place, to heat up water through electromagnetic energy, and they create plasma energy. So 144 creates plasmic energy. You can only get into heaven as plasma. You got to be at that frequency of watts as electricity. Okay. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get the phone in the right spot. See? You got to be able to create plasma at that frequency. So that's what that means. Heaven represents the heavens. You can only travel through the heavens, outer space, as electromagnetic currents of plasma, dark plasma energy, as that state of matter. Your spirit, basically. That's your spirit. You're welcome. So That's what it is. A lot of people are thinking only that many people are going to know. It's a frequency, it's a watt. Everything was described in terms of energy and electricity and light and dark. So if you think about, read between those lines, you know, go back to the ancient sources of knowledge. You'll see electricity in Egypt. That's how you got to keep looking and keep. This sounds like a cult, right? The 144,000, right? Does sound like a cult, but it's a frequency or a watt of, of electricity. Michael Jackson has a song called 2,000 Watts. Y'all heard of it? 2,000 watts. Um, so basically he's vibrating higher than most people. So his plasma is going to be up there on 2,000 watts. Thank you, Maria Nell. She gave me 222. As I was talking about 2,000 watts. See the two. Thank you. Do I believe in duality? I believe in polarity. The law of polarity. Yes. On 3D Earth, there is duality, which is a lower level of polarity, a lower frequency of the understanding of polarity. So if you understand polarity, you'll see that duality is necessary. And you won't look at it as good or bad. You'll just accept what it is and use universal law to get what you need in this world. Right? Do you believe that there's a heaven and hell? Yeah, the sun is hell. To be free in the universe is heaven. Yes, the sun is hot. The sun is fire. The sun will burn you up, burn up your memories, erase your hard drive, recycle you back to be the bottom tier of the pyramid. The original sun, Saturn, has rings around it, which, if you read in the Emerald Tablets, are described as gates. The Lord of the Rings. The rings are made of ice, rocks, and plasma. They can't even explain why the rings are still there because they should have dissipated by now. And they can't understand if the rings are new or old or have been renewed because the plasma that holds them together are conscious energy. That means they still have their mind and free will. So those are the gates of heaven. You can't pass through those gates unless you know what you are, who you are, and what you're there for. Okay. So that's what that is. The sun was originally Saturn. Ra was Saturn. The earth was not in the same position as it was. If you think about the Mandela effect and all these different changes, imagine what changes have taken place throughout thousands and thousands of years. Okay. I used to drive a Saturn. 2,000 watts are slept on banger. What? Girl, I don't even know what that is. You like that song? Okay. Yep. Sunday is the sun, Monday is the moon, Tuesday is Tooth for the god of war, Mars, Wednesday, Woden, day, Mercury. Yep. Thursday, Thor is Jupiter, Friday is Frida for Venus, and Saturday is Saturn. Thank you for enlightening us with the days of the week. Yeah, that's very true. Mm-hmm. Is that why Saturn color of black is always worn for funerals? Yes, because you're supposed to go to the darkness. Because you got to go to darkness in order to get to Saturn first, because you can't, you're not going to be able to see it. It's not going to be bright as the sun. Every day you wear black. All right. Love the info about the enroll in occultism and extradition masters. Okay. I don't even know. Is that a school or something? Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I can lead you to that decision. When you were a little girl, you would have a recurring dream of going down a dark hallway towards a door made of light. On the other side was a bright, lush garden, and that was as far as I would go. Don't go in there, girl. Don't go to the light, girl. Mhm. It's a trick. Go right back into the darkness. Mhm. Read the Emerald Tablets. That's going to give you a lot of insight. Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. It's also an audiobook. The dead, the ring makers of Saturn. Yep. The dead are the ring makers of Saturn. You are correct. Why the dark? Because that's not where the sun is. It's going the opposite direction towards Saturn. You're in space. You're going to be in outer space. When you die, your energy turns into plasma, which can travel through space. It goes to the heavens. The heavens is outer space. The heavens is darkness. Okay. When you look up to the heavens and you see the stars, that is the heavens. Mm. The sun is hell. Ain't it all fire? Don't it get hot there? Don't you burn up? Okay. Even the sun will take your electric body and burn that up. That plasma will get heated and deleted and sent back to Earth. Yes. Hmm. Would I ever teach in online school? No. I don't like curriculum. I like to whatever I feel. That's what I need to say. I don't like organization. I don't like curriculum. I like to do as I please when I please. I don't like too much organization. When you organize stuff too much, you lose the spiritual value and the simplicity of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, mhm. Inspiration works best. Right. So I don't know. I want to go see the house with the clock on the wall or the new predator. Ooh, predator. Predator. Think about what predator is. It's an alien with advanced technology that can hide with cloaking technology. It's looking reptilian in form, wears a helmet and a mask, very strong and tall and big. Comes here to eat people and hang them by the spine. He rips their spines out. This is very occult information. Why does he rip their spines out? What does the spine represent in alchemy? He rips their skull and spines right out of them. Like, you said predator looks good. Hmm. That is their connection to the universe. Hmm. And why are they doing that? Spine is 33 degrees. Mhm. Um, because they're not using them. Y'all don't need them. Y'all ain't using them, right? Use lose it or use it. Use it or lose it. Oh, you don't need this. I think it's a metaphor, but you don't need this. You're not using it. You don't need it. um, to me, the predators represent the beings of the ninth dimension in physical 3D Earth form. I'm just saying. Do you still got your man binded in the fridge by the veggies? I don't even remember. I need to go look. I might have done a more permanent spell. Um, what book am I reading now? I'm actually doing the Kabbalion right now, which it's funny because I already know most of that stuff. Some stuff I don't, but most of it I do. Hmm. You want to see Venom? Yep. There's going to be some interesting knowledge in that too. Wow, maybe that's why the movie is coming from a comical view because the people in the new Predator movie seem kind of stupid. It is. What's that dude's name? He's on that like comedy show. The tall dude with the bald head. Yeah, I know he's in it. I see you got to see things like I see horror movies from comedy standpoint sometimes as well. And I think that's why they're merging the two because you shouldn't take fear that seriously. It's a symbolic message. Like what are they really trying to say? We should be decoding movies versus being afraid by them, you know. Um I think that's why okay, I have a theory. I don't know how true this is, but I think that's why some people are afraid of aliens and afraid of being abducted and those who have been abducted have a bad experience. But those people who don't live in fear of certain beings or see them in a negative light, those are the people that really don't get abducted, but do have communication and do have contact with certain beings because they're not living in fear. What you vibrate, you attract. So there could be beings of the same type, yet you're attracting the negative ones or the positive ones. You know what I mean? So it just depends on your vibration, your level of fear, your lack of knowledge, as well as to what happens to you spiritually or, interdimensionally. What do you think about curse and hex casting? I think it's the same thing if you look at the laws. What do you think about execution? What do you think about prison? What do you think about fines? What do you think about spending a week in jail? It's the same thing to me. Um, okay. How can I manifest fast? Go into the darkness. Get my book on Amazon.com. It's called How to Manifest with Dark Energy. Or you can go to my playlist on YouTube, and there's a whole playlist on how dark energy and dark matter works fast with how to manifest with it quick. Okay, how you doing? Dumb to make a love spell for many reasons, right? Mm-hmm. Um, I don't like. I'm trying to read some of these comments. You can't really control others. You can influence them. That's about it. If they want to do right, they will. You could even, you can use mentalism on them. Like, seriously, you must use universal law to manipulate what's going on. Okay, a lot of hypnotists, a lot of people use hypnosis. A lot of people use the power of suggestion. You can't change someone's free will. You have to make them choose that. And that's through mentalism, you know. There's other ways to do it, but the thing is, if you don't know how to do it and you just do some steps and you don't understand what it is you're really doing down to the molecule, it's not going to work anyway because you're going to sit there and doubt it. But if you know how something worked inside and out, you have no doubt. And every time I do love spells for people, they're already in doubt the second afterwards. So is there anything extra I can do? Or what am I supposed to do? It's not working. And 2 hours later, nothing has changed. Okay, leave it alone. That's why I stopped doing it. Because a lot of people are too impatient. They don't know how it works. They don't care to learn. They're too desperate. They're going to drive them away anyway, even if they come back. So I'm done. I'm tired of working for a circle, working in a circle. Okay. I just there's a point where people get fed up and you just have to let it go. And that's why I don't do those spells anymore. I'm not bringing back your ex so you can drive him right back away again and come back and say, "Oh, it didn't work. I'm gonna pay again." And then you cuss him out and drive him away again, and then try to do some more spells on him. Look, use spells to help yourself improve. Okay, that's my thing. Thank you, Faye. Spiritual meaning of migraines. Always been spiritual. Really, spiritual meaning of migraines. Um, Well, first of all, you need to be hydrated because water is how the brain works. But you can look at that up on Google. Okay. Look, this is what I'm going to do. But thank you for the donation. And then I'll look up what it means and then I'll put my spin on it. Hmm. Migraines and spiritual awakening. How spiritual awakening causes migraines and what you can do to relieve them. Powerful surges of higher energies are channeled by the third eye. Okay, migraines that don't respond to medicine are often due to attack by ghosts. Okay, there's so many crazy things up here. Let me look at it. I'm gonna come up with my own interpretation because some of this is funny. Third eye, mhm, causes of migraines, holding back your spontaneity. Mhm. Hmm. There's so many different reasons. Wow. I'm gonna read the conscious one. Hmm. Spiritual energy is everywhere and it impacts our lives in a variety of ways. Blah, 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 blah. There's psychological causes for having migraines. Spiritual root is your Kundalini energy is not balanced. There may be a block or extreme stimulation, and it might happen in quite a few or of your chakra centers. Similarly, a migraine might be because of increased stimulation of the third eye. If you're sensitive to light and noise is heightened and you feel weight around your eyes, then you must focus on being healed spiritually. Go into the darkness. Ain't no light over there. Um, there are a lot of components in the healing process to alleviate the pain. Pick perfumes and essential oils that will soothe your chakras. Healing the migraine itself is only short-term measure. By changing your habits is essential. So balance your chakras. That's what that's saying. Um, Perhaps one of your chakras is unbalanced, or maybe more of them. To me, chakras are, um, you're able to control your own chakras. So let's say you love too much and you get trampled over all the time. Your heart chakra is possibly spinning too fast and, you know, giving off too much energy. Perhaps you need to close your eyes and visualize your heart chakra slowing down and a different chakra speeding up that's going to benefit you, you know, or just balancing them all out equally or doing whatever you want to do. Uh-oh. Um, or doing whatever you want to do with them and, you know, drinking some water. Okay. Um, that's what I do. But I don't have migraines, so I can't really relate. I'm sorry. It also could be high blood pressure. Some people that have high blood pressure may have, you know, so check that. Hmm. And that's all you have been shown yourself to be in this chat, having any knowledge. Oh, y'all are talking back and forth. Explaining the whispering in your ears when you hear self doubt and negative thoughts. It's Satan trying to get the best of you. What? Explain the whispering in your ears. You hear self doubt and negative thoughts. I don't hear those. Um, if you hear those, if you just hear your own thoughts, because those are basically your own thoughts, could be your subconscious mind and the fear that you live in, you know, your fears and your anxieties. If you hear voices and see spirits at the corner of your eye, you're seeing interdimensionally. You hear voices, okay, and you know they're not in your head, okay, then oh well, they can hear your voice too. Talk back. What's up? You know, what's them lottery numbers? Okay. How do I have a hard time sleeping now that I'm woke? Because stimulated. You're stimulated, and that's chemicals released in your body that stimulate your mental and spiritual and physical. That's why you can't sleep. Just read. hmm Would you do coven work? Nope. I believe spirituality is a personal journey, not a group journey. Now, if it's a group of like minded people that are sharing experiences, or a group of people that are coming together for a project or something like that, great. But I don't like leaders, I don't like groups, I don't like any of those things because that's where spirituality becomes perverted. And yeah, couple people is okay. Like, two or three people, that's good. More than that, it's no. Mhm. No good. Yeah, you can make a lust spell, but it's not going to give you the results if you want. Looking for love, you might find a hit it and quit it. You might get him, but then he might be gone and block your number the next day. um, so be careful what you try to do. Especially if you live in NYC. That's so true, huh? I'm not looking for love, just the the money. Then do a money spell. What do you think about when someone says that a person is meant for you won't what? Won't leave. Um, if you drive anybody away, they will leave. Okay? Mhm. That's my thing, you know. If you could drive anybody away, they'll leave if you drive them away. I don't work with voodoo. That's a religion. Um, New Orleans voodoo and Haitian voodoo are also very different. So just look into those things. It's a religion. This is not religion. Okay. Given enough time, you die. So go to Saturn or choose timeless perfection's sun. Sun, timeless perfection. Mhm. Time. What are you talking about? Like the solar sun? That's just reincarnation with no knowledge and with no choice of how you come back either. Actually, you're just going to come back on a lower level. to remain the base of the pyramid. Okay. I mean, that's how it's set up. Okay, you don't know any better. You ain't gonna be mad. Let me just put you back on the bottom. Yeah. All psychological and powers of suggestion. Right. So, okay, if you're a business owner and you have employees that constantly are asking for raises, constantly asking you questions. Oh, I want to be a manager one day. Oh, I want to raise. Oh, can I have more responsibility? Oh, I want to go to the meeting. Oh, I want to, buy stock in the company. Those are the people that's climbing the pyramid. You got somebody that clocks in, comes in, does their job, go home, and is perfectly happy with it. Don't ever ask for a raise. Just, content with being what they are. Those are the bottom of the pyramid people. They don't argue. They don't look for differences. They don't look for change. They're good. And when those people die and get recycled, they do exactly what they're told. They follow orders. They go to the light. Then they come back to be used once again. And that's what I'm saying. And then one day they'll be like in the Matrix, staring at a computer, bored out of their mind because they feel like they've been here before and there has to be more to it than just clocking in, doing your work, going home, following orders the next day again. They finally ask the question after many, many lifetimes. There has to be more to it than this. That's when they start waking up and searching and looking for more. And that's when they start. But until they do that, they're just going to be recycled back to the bottom of the pyramid to hold it up and hold it in place. Hmm. If a brat die and a human die, there's no difference. It's just a piece of meat. Human is nothing. Matrix is real. Yeah, the meat is the meat, but the energy that animates the meat, the electric plasma that energizes and animates the meat, leaves the meat and goes into the ethers, and it is conscious. So, yes, a rat and a human will be left as a piece of meat, but their energy and spirit and soul will go on consciously elsewhere. Um, and the ancient Egyptians practiced mummification to preserve the body because some of that energy was left in the body and it could return to the earth and have a resting place as well. That's where they get the vampires in the coffin thing and hiding from the sun. Okay. We're energy, we're electricity, we're plasma, electric current energy. Okay. Um, Shape shifting as well. So that's where we get the sleeping in a casket from. That's where we get hiding from the sun. The sun is bad. That's where we get coming out at night. This is where we get the vampire. The blood has plasma in it, so we're getting that coordination. It's life, energy. Um, Also, when the Egyptians practiced their mummification process, they took certain organs and they put them in canopic jars and heated them to a point where the gases would turn into the plasma and they would be released back into the ethers. And this whole process you see now in modern art, it's called spirit cooking. Um, you're cooking that energy up to a certain degree so that it can return to the ethers. And when it returns to the earth, it needs a resting place. That's why people set up ancestor altars with candles and food and whatever, put a picture up there. But in ancient Egypt, they kept the bodies so that this energy could have a resting place to return that was familiar and in a safe place, which is where they get vampires sleeping in a coffin and being scared of the sun. And if you all look at any type of vampire lore, all vampires go back to ancient Egypt. That's why the symbol of Isis, or the vampire cult Isis, or the Ankh of Isis, or the vampire Ankh is an Ankh because it means it represents eternal life. And yes. Why do I feel like I'm taking your energy? No, I'm not taking it. You're giving it to me. And through this screen, this plasma screen, I come to you. You see it? Isn't that strange? So, what? Someone said, what? Kitty. Hey, kitty. Wow, wow, wow. That's a good kitty. You ever noticed how, like, if you feel a presence in the room, your hairs stand up on your arm or the back of your neck? That's energy that you're feeling. You're feeling a presence or an energy. The electrical magnetic energy in the room has changed and your body is responding to it. Your hairs are standing up from the electric current, like static electricity. Your skin is contracting because the temperature has changed. So we physically respond to those energies. Cats do it all the time. You see their fur sticking straight up on their back when they think they see something and they start chasing nothing. Oh yeah, they can see what's going on. That's why the Egyptians always had cats and they were sacred because they could see into other dimensions as well. I also said that they were also a gateway um, into other dimensions because they can see multidimensionally. Um, we can. Do you need protection? If you think you do, here's my thing. If you have knowledge, that is your protection. An alchemist, his armor is his knowledge or her knowledge. Okay. You never read an alchemy book that you need to do protection of any sort because your knowledge is your protection. What you know is your protection. So that's the difference between practicing witchcraft and being an alchemist. Your knowledge is your protection. You would start with the Kabbalion, start with symbolism. Get a dictionary on symbolism and start with the Kabbalion. There's a link in my description box with a audio book of the Kabbalion on YouTube. Start there and go from there. So, who's the angel over the sun? Oh, that's easy. That's Archangel Michael. Break that down. Okay, I'll break it down. Archangel Michael, Michael, who is like God. Saturn L. Michael wears a halo, a ring around his head. They say, who is like God? Okay, Saturn used to be the main god, then it was Jupiter. So now Saturn's a gas giant, Jupiter's a gas giant. And so they were very much alike, but Jupiter was Saturn's son and overthrew Jupiter. So who is like God? Not the Jupiter is now known as, Zeus, or the god of the planets, the biggest one. Saturn, who is like God, Saturn L. The sun, Michael. There you go. Yes. The paradox, isn't it? Remember, there's only half truths. In the Kabbalion, it says if you head north for so long, eventually you'll be heading south if you keep going. If you head west and you keep going, you're eventually heading east. Think about Thriller. Think about how many times Michael Jackson turned into a monster on many of his videos. On Ghosts, he turns into a monster. Uh, Thriller, he turns into a zombie. I'm gonna say a werecat because I don't think he's a werewolf. A werewolf, a werecat, whatever that thing is. And he's yes, he is a shrewd businessman, but you would think you could tell him everything because of his demeanor. He'll be the nicest person in the world till you laugh, talk in a baby voice, and then go buy your masters and earn money off your music. So think about it. Okay. If you feel like you need protection, you're not really doing alchemy because you don't know enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. Mhm. You limit yourself when you tell them how to communicate with you, ask for knowledge in all forms. Right. Any advice for someone who's young and doesn't know what they want to do? Keep learning. And when you figure it out, you'll have the knowledge already. You don't have to run away from knowledge. Whatever you learn, the same stuff you learned in school that you don't want or need, you still had to learn it. And if you ever need it, you got it. What would cause a portal to be opening up at night? How to close it? It's scaring the dogs. Um, Portal at night. Dogs. Well, a portal is an interdimensional gateway. You need to charge that area with a positive energy. Um, so positive energy closes portals. Mhm. Charge it with positive energy, like literal positive energy. Um, Literal positive energy. Like I would take you know how they have those blow dryers where you press the button and you can get ions, positive ions. Do it in that area because you're going to be neutralizing the protons and electrons, which are not going to be able to manifest in a place that is positively charged. There's not enough. So you can do that. Y'all are looking at my kitty. Velvet. Velveeta. Come here. Velveeta. Yes, that's a good baby. Yeah. Come on, kitty. She's like, you don't have any snacks. I'm mad at you. Go research Saturn as much as you research it scientifically. Don't research it um, as far as listening to religious people. Religious people have closed minds. So research it in scientific aspect first. because scientists are not biased. They're only going by facts. So that's where I would start first and foremost. Okay. Once you study it scientifically, you will understand. Study, Google this: Saturn's rings, the mystery. That will give it to you right there. Mhm. You think spending time on your smartphone can drain your energy? Well, it depends on what blood type you have because I drain my phone's energy. It don't drain mine. Um, I drain the phone's battery, basically. Saturn's rings are energy waves, not dust. There's rock, there's ice, and there's plasma. Exactly, energy waves. The energy is the plasma, the conscious or the dead, whatever you want to call it. The guardians. Mhm. There you go. You should be able to take energy from anything, keep that cheap. Would you say planetary magic is alchemy? I feel like there's a part of planetary knowledge that is applied to alchemy. Yes, I do. Because if you think about it in science, what planets are made out of, um, what's, Earth has water, air, an atmosphere, all this stuff, versus, like, let's say Saturn. Saturn is mostly liquid and gas. So in order to enjoy Earth to its fullest potential, we would need a physical body. In order to enjoy Saturn, we would need to be an energetic body. So I feel like, as a different state of matter in an alchemical process, which is what we are able to enjoy different types of environments and get what we need from them at that time. So we're looking around and saying, oh, there's no life on any of the planets except for Earth. But you're wrong because you don't know what form that life is in. You know, you don't know that there's life on Saturn because you can't see it with your eyes. This is high level, not eye level, like Jay-Z says. Okay. Even Stevie Wonder has a song about Saturn. He's going back to Saturn. Okay. Um, so just because you can't see physical life with your eyes doesn't, or in a microscope, or through organisms or through organic life, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist electrically. Okay. Mhm. Yes. Look, you can even go there before you die. You can astral travel there. Try it. I just try it. Mhm. I'm not even gonna just go try it. You'll see. You can go beyond Saturn after you've been to Saturn. You can go beyond. You could, it's just so much stuff. Like, people have done this already. Very few people, but people have. Once you get past Saturn, do you remember how Tesla was talking about the secrets of the universe are 3, 6, and 9? Where you can live. Where you can live. You can live on Earth, which is 3, third dimension, the third planet, as a human body. When you become electricity, and what did Tesla study? Electricity. When you become the electric plasma, you can live on Saturn. That's the 6th planet. Okay. There's one more. And it's not really even a planet. It's a rock with a city on it. It's a spaceship, rock, city, planet. That's number 9. Okay. And that is where the 9th dimensional beings live. And they're advanced versions of us. and they wear all black, masks, very tall, similar to the Predator or Darth Vader. They don't speak, they float, and everything is dark and neon and made of black crystal, black stone. And that's where you go once you pass Saturn. Once you're done with Saturn, you go to the ninth or planet X that only appears every so often. That's where you go. That's why Predator has come back out and they keep coming out with these Star Wars movies. That's why Darth Vader disappeared and reappeared. Gotta really think about it. Okay. Um, yeah. Someone says, damn. The Saturn myth is expensive. Oh, I didn't buy it. You see, like sometimes a lot of those people, I haven't read it, so I don't know. But a lot of those people have the right information, but the wrong conclusions. Their conclusion is fixed based on brainwashing. So I don't know if that book is religion based or conspiracy theory based or fear based. But I think all books should be written free of fear and let the person reading them make their own judgment. Um, so I think that's what's going to start happening in the future. More people that are spreading information are going to stop putting their own spin on the information and just putting it out, letting you decide, yourself decide whether it's good or bad. Because depending on what you know, it's good. Depending on what you don't know, it's bad. You see? I started following alchemy. I mean, when I was born, from the time I could remember, I've been like drawn to this type of information. But when I really started really learning about alchemy, um, it really registered in my brain when I was in the third grade, and I became obsessed with hieroglyphs, like Egyptian hieroglyphs. I would write my name in cartouche, color it with crayons. Um, after we learned about it in school, and then ever since then, I was obsessed with that, with Egypt, and then I was obsessed with like tarot symbolism, and I started learning tarot. Um, Tarot cards are very symbolic and include a lot of alchemy symbolism. So that's how it kind of started. And then one thing led to another when I was looking up symbols, and then symbols led to alchemy. Then the alchemy led to all of this. hmm Why don't you speak on planetary magic squares for less informed students, since that is the best basic starting point for them to learn? Da, 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 da. Um, well, to me, I'm not really drawn to that. So I don't think I would do a good job speaking on it. And I don't want to do that and confuse them even more. I'm not really drawn to the squares. But I do know about them. They are in alchemy, but I'm not drawn to them yet. Perhaps I will get drawn into them soon or later. um, I think it's interesting that astronaut visors have a thin layer of gold so they are not blinded by the sun. Spiritual gold will protect you from the burning light. Well, break it down scientifically. Okay, gold is a conductor. The sun is made out of plasma mostly. So, right. How do you practice tarot without them then? You can look them up online. hmm They have tarot cards online. They even have a tarot card app on your phone. Just pull up the card on your phone. Um, I was told I have one. Is that even possible? Have what? Mhm. Okay. So anyway, that's who you are. That's what you are. Congratulations. Don't go to the sun. Okay. Don't say no one ever warned you. Mm, mm. Get low. 369, she fine. To the window, to the wall. That sounds like alchemy right there. If you just really listen to it, it's kind of gross, but you just listen to it. The dew, the drop, the rain, the essence, the plasma, yin yang, twins. No, I'm not even going into it. I'm done. It's just like the Predator being a comedy now. Okay. You said trash. The song, you don't like that song? It has meaning. Even in the song This Is It, Michael Jackson tells you guys, y'all know this is it. Here I stand. I'm the light of the world. I feel grand. Life is love. Da, da, da. And then he says, um, I'm the light of the world. Run away. He's telling you too. I'm the light of the world. Run away. Okay, it doesn't get any more. Anyway, um, even in the song Lucifer by Jay-Z, he says, I hope you've been reading your uh, Psalms and chapters. You know, you'll the more you talk, the more you irking us, the more you're gonna need memorial services. Something, something. You'll see where that bright light leads you. You'll see where that bright light leads you. The more you talk, the more you irking us. Uh-huh. That means, okay, y'all keep going. Y'all gonna be the base of the pyramid forever. Go to the light. Go ahead. I need a new cash register person at my Taco Bell. So come on. Notice how Taco Bell started using the pyramid and the Illuminati sign? Why do you think they do that? Why? Oh, I love the concert. It was wonderful. I went twice, went two days in a row. Mhm. Mhm. Is it Venus on the way to the sun though? Once you pass that, you're gonna get sucked right up into that current of plasmic electromagnetic energy. Um, so Taco Bell is using the pyramid now. Okay. And then you remember the fourth meal, fourth state of matter, fourth meal. And think about what Taco Bell really means. Come on, I know y'all smart. Actually, I'm hungry right now and I want some Taco Bell. I'm serious. Break down the meaning. I know what taco means. Mm, why do they use a pyramid now? We don't have them in Europe. Oh. It's a fast food restaurant. Do y'all have fast food restaurants? I'm pretty sure you do. Well, when I say Taco Bell, what I'm really referring to is a fast food worker. When you work at the fast food company and you feel like that's good enough, you're fine with being a fast food worker for the rest of your life. That's the low level of the pyramid. You know, you don't strive to do any better, and you're good there. So it's the lower level, lower vibrational beings that work at those type of places and don't want any better. They think, "Ooh, this is good. I can afford my weed, my Section 8, and my cigarettes and my video games." And they're good with it. Or I can afford my trailer, just so people don't think I'm talking about one group in specifics. I can afford my trailer and my da 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 da, or I can afford my RV, or I can afford my extended stay, or my roommate half the rent, whatever. They're just happy being that. Okay. So we know what a taco represents, right, you guys? And a bell, when you hear the bell sound, it represents a time of heavy spiritual warfare. Okay. And also, because I'm looking it up, it also represents an enchantment, a spell, a vibration to call in the energies and the spirits. Um, mhm. It's also a way to communicate with spirits. When you do a spell or a ritual, you ring a bell. So the taco is another is another way of a slang word for the anatomy of a female. So you're calling in the spirits to go back into the womb to be reborn, a recycling of the souls, the spirits. Taco Bell, to come back to the bottom tier of the pyramid. And do you remember fourth meal, fourth state of matter? Plasma. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry y'all don't have Taco Bell, but I'm explaining it the best that I can. You can look it up online. And usually, okay, y'all really got to think about this. Usually, fast food places, they use psychology to lure you in with colors. Okay, most fast food places, they use the colors that make you hungry. Okay, think about this. They use those warm food colors like browns, reds, and yellows, right? What color is Taco Bell's logo? I'm just going to ask you. Somebody go, purple. Why is it purple? Hmm. What's the color of the crown chakra where your energy leaves your body? What color is the bell? I'm gonna show y'all something because y'all think I'll be just making fun of Taco Bell, but Taco Bell is some stuff. What's this look like? The sun. But they also tell you as well, because there's a ring around the sun. So depending on your level of knowledge, either you're gonna go to the sun and be recycled through the top and back on coming back through the taco, or you're gonna see this and go to Saturn. Either way, you're gonna free yourself or you're gonna be working here once again. Taco Bell, baby. Also looks like an eye, right? If you blow this thing up real big, it looks like somebody's eye. Look, I see you, which is also Saturn. See how it has that little cat eye? through the cat's eye. Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm going to Taco Bell right after this, y'all. I'll support you, Taco Bell, for showing the way. Um, Sasha loves Taco Bell. It's not this deep, but it is. It is that deep. The symbolism is everywhere, okay? Because here's the thing, souls are going to go somewhere. Energy is going to go somewhere when your physical body dies. It's the physical body that dies. Your energy is going to be either your energy or their energy. You're going to own your own masters or you're going to be in the record label under contract. Which one is it going to be? Which one do you see? Read between the lines. Which one? The messages are subliminal for a reason. So, what I see tells me to go to Saturn. What other people see tells them to go to the light or the sun. Okay. Cat's eye or eye of Ra, exactly. And Ra was Saturn, not the sun that you see in the sky. Okay. I am Southern. Do you smoke weed? No, I sure don't. um, right. Walk towards the light. Nope, don't go to the light. That's what happens to bugs. They get zapped in that bug light. And that light's purple too. That's how they program us. Exactly. Don't go. What do you think about reincarnation? I think it's very real. And you'll be forced to reincarnate if you go to the light without choice of where you're going to end up. But if you don't go to the light, you have free will of when you want to come back or not in human form and where you want to come back and how you even want to look. Does the natal chart in astrology have anything to know? It could, if you get your natal chart done and you have someone that really is good at reading those charts, your past life can also be seen a little bit in that, and you usually continue on the same path in your current life as you did in your past life. But I had mine done, and the lady told me mine was very rare. And she was really impressed or something. But I was only 15 at the time, so I don't know. But she says very, very, very rare to have what I have in my chart. She had never seen it before. Basically, that's what she said. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm 15, y'all. I mean, I just know that she broke it down simply. She says, you will always be taken care of. You'll never have to worry. She meant financially. And I said, yeah, I kind of know that because I feel that I'll always be taken care of. I think I set it up that way through the ethers. But because you have free will, So ladies, gentlemen, set yourself up before you even get here. Do you have much knowledge on crystals and gemstones? How do they impact spells? They have different properties to them, so you need to research them individually. Someone tried to read my palm one time, told me she couldn't read it because I had the sign of Merlin in it. You got the sign of Merlin. You should look that up. Popeye's got roaches popping out the baskets. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that lovely information. Fried roach. Lilith, which indicates What the heck? Mm, okay. I'm trying to read these comments. Fried roach. Oh my gosh. All restaurant chains are elite. That's how they feed you pink slime, cow. I won't even get too far into it. It's just crazy. But Taco Bell definitely special. Just know that. In the movie Demolition Man, Taco Bell was a fancy restaurant. I remember. Hmm. I think it's getting ready to rain. I hear thunder. I hear plasma getting ready to erupt. I have witnessed my cat chasing something that you can't see and meowing at something. Um, Starbucks got that siren. Yes, it's the star goddess. You want to know my take on it? Okay, siren as well as Medusa as well as reptilian because her tail is split and they don't have the bottom part of it because it's too sexual. But her star crown represents her connection to the cosmos or her plasma self. Her lower body is her influence over the material world, her sensuality, her sexuality, her ability to give birth to the physical as well as to the cosmic. Um, she is in the water because she represents the subconscious mind as well as the feminine energy. Um, they put her on Starbucks in the color green because she symbolizes stimulation, which is also what caffeine does, the stimulant. Um, so star, that's you know, plasma, energy, books. There could be several things. Money, like books, could mean books as far as animals, star beasts, star people, star money. Could mean so many things. They would also call books, um, male breeders. Then they give you the symbol of fertility, a female fertility symbol. Go have some sex. That's why people always, would you like to go have some coffee with me? Nope, that's a cheap date. I need more than that. It's gonna take more than that to get me stimulated. Got to spend some real books, not no Starbucks. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I know that's right. Her tail is like the ring of Saturn. That's true. And again, you have the ring around the star. So that's true. She's known as many names. This feminine energy connected to the stars, earth, and the waters. Many, many names, many goddesses represent her. Most goddesses, most major goddesses. Hmm. Okay. She has an aspect in probably most cultures. Yes. Hmm. Why do they use symbolism? Because it speaks to your subconscious mind, the the primordial mind, the mind that's connected to the all, not your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind. Yes. It's giving you messages, and depending on what your conscious mind receives and believes, your subconscious mind is always there to either put fear into you or lead you. It just depends on what you are learning. Are you in control, or are other people in control of you? That's basically it. Um, do you live in fear, or do you seek knowledge? If you seek knowledge, you can interpret your subconscious mind. If you seek fear and live in fear, you'll be afraid of everything that your subconscious mind presents to you. Uh, you won't release fear, you won't release guilt, and you'll take it with you, and that will weigh you down cosmically, and you will have less force. I'm going to break it down scientifically. As the plasma or energetic, your frequency will be lower because you're taking too much with you consciously. And you'll be pulled in to the electromagnetic energy of that plasma in the sun because it's closer than Saturn, and or it's close and it's big, it's big. So you'll be sucked into it because you're a lower vibrating force and you're unable to vibrate at a higher speed to go elsewhere. So if you watch many scary movies, if you watch Flatliner, if you watch, I don't know what movie that was, but most of these people get trapped in this nightmare because they can't let go of guilt. And that's the same thing as when your heart gets weighed against the feather on the scale of Mott. Your heart must be equal to that feather in order to get into the afterworld or the underworld or the spirit world. And a feather is very symbolic of electromagnetic energy because they make feather dusters. It creates these charges that pick up dust so that dust sticks to feathers. You got to be able to float like a feather, feeling like the best year ever. You know that song Nice on the Carters, Jay-Z and Beyonce? Yes. So you got to be able to float like a feather and attract, you have to have that electromagnetic charge in order to not be so dense that you cannot vibrate on a higher frequency to get away. The 144,000 watts. So that's it. Don't ever say no one did tell you. So I'm out of here. I gotta go. The devil is real. The devil is a lie. Even Rick Ross said, the devil is a lie. But that is a personal, not universal. All right. After death, we want going here on Saturn play football. Go ahead. How can we control your subconscious mind? Learn symbolism. Your subconscious mind communicates through symbol, just like your dreams. Think of your dreams as your subconscious mind, and you have some weird dreams, and you see a red door and a blue lantern. Okay, that means nothing. You got to go research what a red door represents symbolically, spiritually. What the color blue represents, and then what a lantern represents. That's how you talk to your subconscious mind. Symbols. Always be researching symbols. The symbols in your dreams are the keys, not what's happening. Then after you decode the symbols, then you insert the symbols in the time slots that they belong in the dream, and then you interpret it. And that's your subconscious mind communicating with you, trying to tell you something. And through researching symbolism, there's less fear because, like, say you dream of a snake and you research the spiritual meaning of snake and you, oh, it's Kundalini energy rising. Oh, it means knowledge. Okay, I'm not scared anymore, you know? But if you go by the superstitious and the religious meaning of it, then you will be put back into the fear. So that's the trick. You got to use your own mind, you got to do your own research, and you have to study your symbols. Even if you have to Google them every single time, at least you're doing the work. That's why they call alchemy the great work, because it's constant research, it's constant learning. You're an eternal student forever, even in your next lifetime. Okay. Okay. The deceased in your dreams are really them. Are they? If it depends. It could be what they represent as well. It could be them. It could be what they represent. It could be their spirit communicating with you. Yes. Your magic is about as real as your weave. Well, this is real human hair, so I guess you're right. Okay. And it's alchemy. Well, since I don't wear weave, I guess I'm pretty powerful. Oh, he's talking to you. Well, girl, either way, my weave is real. um, how you doing? People are so I think they don't have anything to contribute, so that they'll just tear other people down because they don't have anything to add to this. Okay. They're still here. Obviously, they're trying to learn something. They're going to go back and tell somebody the same thing I'm saying with passion. That's why I let my trolls stay, because they're really here learning. But since they can't contribute anything, in order to stay in their masculine energy, they have to talk trash to other people so they can feel like this woman up here on this screen has not whatever you want to call it, outshine them. So go ahead and stay. I don't mind. I'll play the dumb, stupid, feminine role just to get what I want. You can put a donation up in there. Just make sure you link my video and you send people my video. Hmm. What do you think about married women having a sugar daddy? Would you recommend? That's my other channel. Oh, see, now he want to start cussing people out because he doesn't have anything to add. Well, if you have something to contribute, that's beneficial, go ahead and add it. But if you don't, we understand why. Mhm. Sound all horns. Okay, bye, black eyes. See you later. I know what y'all talking about because I be blocking all these fools. Oh, transmute the energy, make some cash. That's what I'm doing. He's emotional now. Yes, I see. We don't care. When you're on a certain level of understanding, you see people's pain before you see anything else. I see you have nothing to contribute. You're probably sitting at home jobless. You Taco Bell. You Taco Bell worker. Okay. You at the bottom of the pyramid, okay? You mad. That's what it said. When you're at the bottom of the pyramid and you finally wake up, you found the video, you're trying to wake up, but you're upset, you're angry. You got to get from under the bottom of the pyramid. And So we understand your pain. I'd be mad too if I was recycled back 50 times only to be at the bottom of the pyramid, or 50 million times. But today you're on the way to the next step. How to accelerate the alchemy process, or is it even a way? No, there's no acceleration. If you try to accelerate it, it should only be done through alchemy or through universal law. That's it. So study universal law, study alchemy. The elixir is one way to give you an added boost, but it is the great work. It is a life work. Um, the point of wisdom that you reach, you take with you when you pass, when you transition into your other spirit form. When you come back, you kind of start off where you left off from. Look, do you see his comments, you guys? He's really mad. That's that's one of the signs that you've been recycled too many times, when you have that serial killer mentality. You're looking for enlightenment, but you're so angry that it keeps you from vibrating on the frequency to even absorb the knowledge. So Taco Bell is doing a great job. This The people are doing a great job in keeping the base of the pyramid wide for us to climb. Because if you're vibrating that low, you're not going to be able to receive this information. And you're going to be right back again, getting high, going to your minimum wage job, and on somebody's video, angry, and still going to be recycled back to the bottom of the pyramid. I mean, we trying to help you. You can't curse anybody vibrating that low. Like, your curses won't even work. They say he's trying to curse us. Your curses can't reach up here. You're vibrating too low. You at the bottom of the pyramid. You can't curse the top of the pyramid. You're supporting it. Everything you do supports us. Thank you. We appreciate you. Please stay in that anger so that when you come back around, I might own a Taco Bell in the future. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It was there on demolition means it's gonna be around a long time. That energy we can use. We can use all of his energy, his angry energy. We can use that. Thank you. I'm going to Taco Bell this afternoon. Right? Tony Montana. I'm going shopping off his energy. Good. I mean, see, when you're of a certain level of consciousness, instead of being upset and angry and blocking and just being, offended, you see past all of that. I see you're a recycled soul. You're angry. You can't get from on the bottom of the pyramid, no matter how much you try. You're too low vibrational to understand the energy that you're trying to wake up to. And the only way that I can see you being able to climb to the next level is to transmute your anger. And by transmute, I mean change it into something positive. You know, take that anger and point it to something creative. hmm Because nobody takes you seriously. You're at the bottom of the pyramid, dude. Your threats are jokes to certain people. Okay. You can't. You say I'm gonna find you and do A, B, C, and D. You don't have enough gas money to get to B, baby. Okay. So Uber, you can't afford Uber to get to B or C or D. You can't afford the plane ticket either. Your your vibrations are too low to even astral travel to try to do something spiritually. So can't do that either. Um, you can't curse anybody from way down there. We already at the top. What you gonna curse? You curse us, you curse yourself because we're paying you. So bye. That's how that's a spiritual trolling for you. An alchemical spiritual trolling is what you needed. A hermetic trolling. Behave. Okay. Damn if you don't. Exactly. You can't curse the people that pay you, right? If I'm going to eat at Taco Bell and you working at Taco Bell, you can't curse me because I'm supporting you. Veronica, thank you for giving him some advice. Oh, thank you. See, Veronica paid for me to teach you a lesson. Thank you, Veronica. That was very nice and highly vibrational of you. Y'all don't make me. I will troll on an esoteric level on you. Don't. Mm-mm. Right? I changed it into comedy for you guys. I took negative energy and transformed it into laughter and a lesson. So you learned something, you laughed, everybody's happy now, right? Um, what is this with this rice cake? This dude is getting scorched like Cat Williams slammed Wanda. I need to watch that. Still haven't watched that. Curses into blessings. Thank you. Yes. Pompous fools. American Beast to American Beauty. Yeah, that's funny too. I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch him trolling her. Hmm. Kill your cat and eat them. Okay, we don't live in that country, baby. We got we have a grocery store. We ain't got to kill the cat, baby. Somebody says kill my cat and eat it. I'm like, we ain't suffering like that over here. Okay, we at the top of the pyramid. Um, I don't want an update right now. Dismiss. Don't be now they're laughing at me. I know you're trying to troll. Hmm. You killed a cat in Egypt. You were put to death in ancient times. That was the punishment for killing a cat. He better leave Velvet alone. Y'all know somebody killed my second cat. I think that's when I probably did my first curse when I was in the kindergarten. I cursed whoever killed my cat. I probably They're probably dead by now. Yes, they killed them on purpose. Okay, so here's the story. I was in the kindergarten. I had a black cat. I always had black cats. Um, and there was these older kids that lived near, and they didn't like my cat. They thought black cat was evil, and they always said, "I'm going to kill your cat if I see it out." And I'm only in the kindergarten, and these are older kids, and I'm like, whatever. And so I guess they got the cat. and they stabbed it and threw it in the dumpster like a, a trash can. And so my sister told me that she saw the dead cat in the dumpster, and I was like crying, and I was so upset that I cursed the whoever did it. Mhm. I hope they're dead. Yep. And then, so many people threaten my cats. Like another time, I had another cat, and that was black. And this other big bully, it's always bullies. This other big bully picked up my cat and said, "If you don't do, A, B, C, and D, I'm gonna snap your cat's neck." And this dude is like 6'2", and I'm like, what? I don't know if I'm in junior high or high school, but I'm probably middle school. Um, I don't know how I got this type of strength, but I was ready to really like fight this person. And just in the nick of time, my mom drove up and she pulled up and she told him if he didn't let my cat go, she was gonna shoot him with her gun because she packs heat. And he let the cat go. But I was ready to fight. Mhm. Mama to the rescue. Um, oh, we have rabbits that run around our neighborhood. It's weird. Okay, anyway. How old was this person? They were in high school. Uh-huh. But they were huge. They were like a bad bully, troublemaker person, picking on kids. Oh, it's raining. You shoot first, ask questions later. Mhm. So people always want to kill my cats, and I think that's another reason they don't adopt black cats out during the month of October because they feel like a lot of people will try to get them and kill them or do some type of rituals with them or whatever. So, yeah, they don't adopt black cats out this time of year. You're a graphics designer? Are you trying to advertise? I don't think so. Hide. You can't advertise on here unless you pay me. Put some donation and I'll show it. Okay. Yeah. Off topic, what do you think of labradorite and its uses? It's good for astral travel. Sleep with it under your pillow. Whoa, I didn't know that, but it does make sense. These damn nuts. Exactly. Crazy people. You just got a kitten? Good. They don't do it in October though. Not where I live. So unless not the animal shelters anyway. Maybe breeders, but not animal shelters. Um, Universal Law book recommendations. The Kabbalion. The audiobook is linked in the description box. Or you can just Google them and get a list if you just want to jump straight into them. They'll all pop up. Hmm. Man, thank you. It's raining hard now. Okay, I'll show that one. Yeah. Um, my mom told me this story about my uncle. Y'all want to hear the story? He killed a cat. So this is where it's kind of a spooky story. I'll tell it real quick. So back in the old days, they didn't have internet or, a TV in every house. Kids used to play outside. Long ago, boys used to do bad things, chase people, get into trouble. So they would um, find animals or cats or whatever and like chase them around. Well, one day my mom said that my uncle found a cat and killed it. And he was trying to sleep at night the next night. And he said this cat kept coming to the window. A cat kept coming to his window and meowing real loud. And he couldn't sleep. They were probably just outside doing something, y'all know. But y'all know how people make up stories. So the cat kept meowing and wouldn't let him sleep. And he thought it was the cat's ghost coming back to haunt him. And ever since that day, he's been afraid of cats and won't even go near one. The end. Right? My cat came down. Hey, kitty. You heard we was talking about your cousins. Mm-hmm. How dare they get that animal and hurt that baby? Yeah. Look. How could you hurt such an innocent creature? Look at this precious animal. Okay. You're on camera, Velvet. Mm-hmm. Bye, kitty. Mm-hmm. So, why is there so much dysfunction in relationships? Oh, that's very easy. Feminine and masculine, why is there dysfunction in relationships? Because the woman is trying to be the man and the man is trying to be the woman. And it's not going to work out. What I mean by that is there are masculine, there are unbalanced women, which means a lot of the women are doing masculine type roles right now. And a lot of the men are taking on the more feminine role as far as the dynamics of a relationship. So that's why there's a lot of dysfunction right now. People don't want gender roles, but that's not universal law. Oh, I don't want to have a specific role. I just want to do this, this, and that. Well, as above, so below, as within, so without. In the universe, there is the law of gender. So you must keep your masculine role and you must keep your feminine role in order to be able to balance in a relationship. Because if they blur the roles, then what? You're not living what they call by the law, universal law, which controls nature, the elements. But since you have free will and are able to be brainwashed, once you get out of order, your relationship falls out of order. Your life falls out of order. You're recycled back to the pyramid. I mean, if you think about it, look at all the really rich people. Look at all the people at the top. Look at the elite. They have very masculine roles, and their wives have very feminine roles. You don't see it the other way around. Even Oprah in all of her billions still maintains her femininity and her feminine role and keeps Stedman around. Has him escort her to places and da da da. Even though she probably don't really want to be with him, she still keeps that balance and she keeps her femininity. Okay. So once you get that out of place, everything else is going to fall out from under your feet because you're not living according to universal law. And you can't, the only way you can transmute that is, and you truly will never really be happy unless you find someone that's doing the exact opposite. Like you'll see a trans couple have a baby where the female turn into a man and the man turn into a female, but they came back together to have a baby. That would be the definition of the transmutation. Okay. Or, you have the woman who's the breadwinner and, going to corporate office. And then you have the man that's sitting at home taking care of the child. The man doesn't feel like he's doing his role. He feels like he's doing the woman's job and he's not satisfied. The woman is tired. She's got, she has to do all this and that. And so when they come home, when she comes home, the man is not satisfied with his level of masculinity. He doesn't get the respect that he thinks he should have as a man. He's not physically attracted to the wife because she is living in masculine energy, and female energy attracts masculine energy. So they're not really attracted to each other anymore. So somebody, what happens next. Somebody's gonna want to cheat. The family's gonna break up, and then on to the next. Thank you, Kai Armstrong. Ooh, I hope I'm saying it right. Clee or Kai? Hold on, I'm gonna get closer. Thank you for the donation. You made it rain on me. Thank you. So you can't blur the gender lines because in a man's nature, he wants to oppress the woman. He wants to be physically attracted to the woman. He wants to, provide and protect. But they've been brainwashed. Oh no, you're equal. We got to be the same. There's no difference between us. Da 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 da. Yes, there is. Because if there were no difference between you and I, then you know the plug and the socket are not the same. Okay, you can't blur those lines. You got a power source, and then you have the power outlet. You have a power source, and you have a cable. You have a male and a female. Mhm. So that's a lot of the reasons why you have a lot of chaos in relationships because you're not following universal law, right? Blowing dust all over. And that's just the truth. If you ever see a family with traditional gender roles, that family is going to be more um, put together, probably have some more money, or be more functional. The kids aren't going to be out of order. Um, and I'm not saying if you don't have this, that something is wrong with you. I'm just saying if you're doing it on purpose or if you don't see the problem. Mhm. Erica Badu is suing Common. Oh Lord, what's going on? Erica Badu is, ooh, I like her too. She's tricky. She's a Pisces. Yeah, she's getting every check from all of those dudes for child support. Okay. You be boy and I'll be girl, and it won't stop until the break of dawn. Yep, till the break of dawn. Break of dawn. Even Michael Jackson has a song called Break of Dawn. That's um yep. When the sun rises. You see the light. My mom is better man than my dad. Well, she had to be. She had no choice. But the thing about the woman is she can be both, but the man really can't be both. Um, but she shouldn't have to be. Otherwise, she should be an asexual being that can reproduce by herself. Rosalind, thank you. You have changed my perspective on life. Thank you. Oh, you made it rain on me too, and it's raining outside. It must be a sign. Thank you for the donation. Um, anyway, so I just went to one of her shows a few months ago. She said child support. She even said it on stage. Yep. I told her she's a Pisces. She's about her money and her spirituality. They both go hand in hand. That's why there's two fish swimming in the opposite direction, yet it looks like they're following each other in a circle. That's the sign. Are you saying that a woman has to have a man to be complete? Nope. Not spiritually, but if you're going to have a family and create children and things like that and assign roles, they should be the roles of a masculine and a feminine. Um, right? That way he can feel masculine and you can feel feminine. He doesn't feel feminine and you don't feel masculine. And then y'all can still be attracted to each other. It's all science, you know. You put, like I said, you put a battery, two batteries in a device facing the same way, it's not going to work. Mhm. Right? That's your mom. Yep. You got to understand, like, when people don't click, exactly. And I was talking about this last night on my other channel. If you're a masculine type woman and you have a lot of masculine energy and you're all about competition and career and I'm the breadwinner and all your ego and your shining like, bragging like a man, only a feminine man is going to be attracted to you. And when I say feminine, I don't mean like gay. I mean like a man that needs a masculine woman so that he can stay home, you know, or that he can help him build, call him Bob the Builder chicks. So he's attracted to that independent masculine woman because he needs her help because he's in his feminine nature. Now, if there is a masculine man who, is already complete within himself, he's going to be very attracted to a feminine woman, one who wears dresses and, has time to get her hair and nails done and put on her makeup and smile and she's relaxed. She doesn't have to, go work 12 hours and, you know, and she's nice. And he goes up to her and he says, hi, she says, hi, she's not looking at him crazy. He doesn't ask what she does for a living because he doesn't care. He just need her money. He doesn't need her to build anything. He's more interested in other things. So that's masculine and feminine energy working and attracting each other in the correct way. The other way, those two individuals who have switched roles are eventually going to feel like, wow, I'm a man. I'm supposed to be doing A, B, C, and D. Or, wow, I'm a woman. I wish I could do A, B, C, and D, but instead I'm doing this. So inside, you already know that it's not fulfilling. You already know it's not fulfilling. So in the back of your mind, you're resentful of whoever that you're with if they're not in their correct role. So that woman is going to start resenting that man because she's doing most of the work. And then that man is going to start resenting that woman because he can't take full credit for whatever he's doing in his life because she's helping him. So he can never stand as a man alone, and take all the credit. So therefore, that's why those type of couples split up after a while because they are not in the correct gender role. Okay? Has nothing to do with equality. It just has to do with universal law. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Thank you, New York. I'm new to all of this, including alchemy. I want to learn it all. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you. Um, Thank you for the donation. Start with the Kabbalion. I've linked the audiobook in the description, and then you can start with symbolism. No, you'll be on your way. Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. Is anger masculine energy? How you express it is. Arguing is masculine. Um, Fighting is masculine. But if you're arguing like a woman, I wouldn't say arguing is masculine. I will say yelling and screaming and saying foul things is more masculine. Crying and screeching, arguing as a woman is more feminine, but you don't accomplish anything. If you take your feminine role, you don't have to argue. There'll be no arguments because the man will say whatever he needs to say and you'll fake cry and use your feminine energy to draw him in to feel guilt, and then you'll get your way anyway. Okay. So make sure and that's another thing, like a lot of ladies are raising sons as single mothers, and a lot of the men are seeing moms do everything. So when they get into their relationship with their woman, when they get older, they think that the woman is supposed to do all of those things as well. So it's kind of confusing. And once that woman says, no, that's not how it's supposed to be, the the guy does not understand. They're like, well, my mom did that. And that's where um, they forget that their mom was single and that there was supposed to be a man there helping. So that's how, the gender roles are starting to get switched because they're not seeing what their role actually is as a man. They're only seeing their mother. Right. So once you see your mother do everything, you expect your woman to be able to do the same thing because you admire your mother. You admire all the hard work she's done for you. You think she's a strong woman and you have been, admiring her for a long time. But through watching her, you never got the the example of what part of it she was doing was supposed to be for the man. And so when you get to a woman, you think, okay, well, some of you think, some of you know because you can watch TV, you can see examples everywhere. But some of you don't know, and you expect your woman to do the role of both man and women, and you're not going to be able to keep them like that. Thanks so much, sis. Oh, hold on. Thank you for the donation. Trying to read the name. Monique Williams. Thank you, girl. Okay, I'm going to read your message. Thanks so much, sis. I'm trying to grow in my gifts and my magic. What things can you do to transmute unfavorable things in a tarot reveal? Well, the good thing about tarot is It's not set in stone. If you stay on the current path that you're on, that is possibly what will happen. If you change the way you're doing things, change the way you think, the the reading will change. But by knowing what could possibly happen if you stay on the same path that you're on, you're able to transmute it by choosing a different path or creating a different effect right now. So it's up to you. But thank you for the donation. So readings change. Of course they do. It's just like time, you know? hmm So here's an example. If I got a card reading and it says, "Oh, you're going to see hard times soon," A, B, C, and D. Okay, maybe I was out spending a lot of money. Maybe I put my credit card on the internet and and I pressed the button where, oh, keep this card in memory. Maybe I did all that, and now my cards are reading. I'm gonna be broke, So knowing that, I'm giving you guys an example. Knowing that, I go and delete all my credit card information online and I stop spending a lot of money and I start actually saving money. Now I've just changed my path. The current path I was on was not leading to where I wanted it to lead. I was not doing I wasn't being cautious enough. I was spending a lot of money. I wasn't saving any. The card reading stepped in and said, if you continue on this path, this could be your possible future. What you gonna do? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. I'm gonna go fix all my stuff online. And oh, I'm gonna start saving instead of spending as much. Thanks. That's how you change the reading. If it's like something like, oh, you're going to marry this person, or you're not going to marry this person, or this person is never coming back, or this person is coming back, you got to also take a look at why they left, who's reading for you, are they telling you what you want to hear, A, B, C, and D. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. And that's another reason that I kind of stopped doing readings and only do consultations now, because people don't understand what a reading is really for. hmm They think it's set in stone. They think no matter what, they think, a drunk crackhead is their soulmate because some reader said it was. You got to use your own common sense and discernment too. Okay. hmm What do we get with the consultation? Well, I'm actually super booked. I haven't even checked all my messages. So I'm not doing those until I finish all those messages. But it's just a 30-minute phone call. And you can ask me whatever. We could talk about whatever. I also do the relationship consultations um, for single women, or how to get their life on track and all that kind of stuff too. hmm I don't do my own tarot readings. hmm Because I've already pre-planned my life, so I don't need to read. See, that's the difference between being an alchemist. An alchemist plans their life. They use cause and effect. They use universal law. So if I'm using universal law, I don't need a tarot reading. You see? If I'm being the cause of the effect I want, I know where I'm going to end up because I'm taking steps daily towards it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. If I do a reading, it's just going to be for something simple like spiritual insight. Not going to be to read my future. It's going to be, what does the universe want to tell me right now? What is my subconscious mind trying to communicate? Are there any spirits that would like to communicate through the cards? That's what I'm using it for. I'm not using it to program my mind that the future is already set in stone and that there's nothing I could do about it, or that it's even going in that direction. I'm using those cards to benefit me. Okay. So I'm not using those cards to see if a Dusty is going to come back to me after he didn't cheated and had kids with Sharkeisha around the corner. I'm not using cards for that. Okay, that's an insult. Um, I'm using them to get knowledge. Okay, that's it. I'm not using it for silly things. So the in the tarot card, the Lovers, the woman is looking up to the ethers while the man is looking at her. The material, exactly. Mhm. Okay. Women are connected to the spirit. Are women more connected to spirit than men? Of course. How do you think spirits get to Earth? You sh- hmm Saturn was what? Cronus time was a Titan. If you see the symbol, he's not a snake. He's got a snake and a sky like that. Kundalini knowledge and afterlife symbolism. Yep, you're right. See, the more you learn, the less we got to fear, right? I wish you were my mom and raised me like this. Aw. Well, thank you. Thank you. Um, you have awakened a deep desire for knowledge inside of me. Thank you. I've done my job. I still do spell work. I'm not bringing back Dusty though. I don't bring back exes. I don't know. I still got a bunch of emails to get through to answer them. Just check back in a week. Write me in a week on Facebook. I should have gone through them by then. hmm how to transmute Chirion, the eighth house, in the eighth house. However you can. Wasn't wait, is that one of the moons on Saturn? I don't even know what that means. I'm not into astrology like that. You're gonna have to break it down for me. Okay. 9 is the number of completion. Mhm. As well. A wounded warrior. Do I do spells for myself or just rely on intuition? Um, oh, that's my cue to I got a few minutes left. Um, if I need to do a spell, I'm doing it with the knowledge of, alchemy and universal law. But usually it's more of a mental process. Mhm. So why the Baphomet? The Baphomet, I mean, break down the symbolism in the Baphomet. Pretend the Baphomet was a dream. Take everything about the Baphomet and break it down. The horns, the breast, the goat. Okay. The goat is a climber. It climbs to the top of the mountain. So it's going to be at the top of the pyramid. The horns represent duality. And also, it does represent um, the rings of Saturn as well. It also represents decalcination in alchemy, which is breaking down of the old and down to bone in order to be reborn and renewed. The breast on the on the Baphomet is basically the feminine energy. Um, and then the lower part is the animal, um, or the masculine aspect. So it's a combination of masculine and feminine energy, um, that climbs high. It's the same as the hermaphrodite in the alchemical drawings, or it's the same as the sacred marriage. It's the same as the sacred marriage, except the reason why the star is inverted and going upside down is because it represents the spirits and the energy of the masters coming back to earth, reincarnating from Saturn to bring you more knowledge, not the other way around. Okay, to ascend as a human after years of being recycled through the sun to work at the bottom of Taco Bell pyramid, you're finally ascending into the da 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 da. It's up to you which way you're going to go. After you ascend, you can either become this or this. You can come back again, recycle, or you can learn and figure out what's really going on. So the Baphomet is the masters returning, the ancestors returning, anyone returning with this knowledge of self already. Okay. It's nothing to fear. It looks scary only to those who it's supposed to scare. It makes perfect sense to those who understand what it is. You know, um, if you're descending, you're think about the Matrix when Neo and Morpheus would come back to into the Matrix. They would have on all black, and they would be fly in the nicest cars, the nicest clothes, nicest sunglasses. They're not coming back dusty. So it is that energy and that knowledge coming back, and they know they can fight. They defy gravity. They know what to do. They're doing all of this and like you know they already know what to do. They come back with the knowledge. So they almost seem like demigods. So that's what the Baphomet basically is. Anyone who tells you that it's something evil has not probably ascended and keeps getting recycled. That means they've already been there and done that, and they're coming back to help you. Okay. There you go. They're not coming back dusty. Exactly. So that's all that is. Anyone who tries to scare you with that, they're trying to get you to do something for them. Get some money out your pocket. Or they still don't understand it themselves because they haven't fully ascended and returned as somebody that has the knowledge, you know. Hmm. So watch, a lot of that's how I feel about it. I think if you don't understand that symbol, you have never ascended, right? It's all coming back to knowing yourself as Socrates, right? Exactly. And I see a lot of so-called spiritual teachers. They talk a good game, but then when it comes to certain things, all you see is the boogeyman. All they see is the boogeyman. They're afraid. Oh, you better know what this means. You better do, you haven't ascended yet because you would know what it is if you had. And you might not ascend this time because you're still scared. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like you get all this knowledge and then you reach the point of ignorance and you stop right there. It's like, dang, you had it up until here. What stopped you? Dang, you almost had it. Like I get mad at them. Like I watch them and I'm like, oh, okay, this is sounding good. Oh well, back to the bottom. Maybe they're on the second tier. They didn't made it to the second tier, but they can't get to the top. Okay, so that's nothing to do with eating meat. To understand, it's just understanding. If you get spirits and demons haunting you, does that mean you did something wrong? No, it means you didn't learn enough. Okay. Um, why did these black guys talk enslaving everyone? Enslaving? I don't know. You know, some people. Okay, this is what they call the level of consciousness where you. I forgot what it's called, but it's where you get distracted. They fall into the distraction category. There's a level of consciousness, like if you're in the pyramid. This is why they have the pyramid. There's distractions. There's secret tunnels that don't lead to anywhere, right? Those are the distractions. You're supposed to go straight up. You know, some people get distracted by culture. Some people get distracted by race. Some people get distracted by um, fear. When you are in the pyramid, you're supposed to go straight up from the king's chambers, from the sarcophagus, straight up into the ethers. You're not supposed to be trying to go over here, or get distracted. Most of those people get distracted because they have not yet ascended, so they don't know any better. Um, so once, all right. So once they figured out, maybe, but I don't see a lot of them figuring it out this cycle, because a lot, and it's mostly the men who want to be the teachers, that get stuck because they see, you know, they see a certain following, they get stuck in a certain aspect, their ego takes over, and they stay stuck right there. They can't ascend past a certain level of thinking and consciousness. Hmm. True, but it can be challenging. It is challenging, but some of these people are a little older, and you should know by now if you've ever ascended. Of course of course you've been here before, but where did you go? You know, how did you get back here? Did you go through the sun, or did you go through Saturn? Are you a child of the sun, or are you the child of the earth? Because a child of the earth was recycled through the sun. The child of the sun, as far as the emerald tablets, is from Saturn. Hmm. So that's it. You can ascend and still be recycled back and not have gotten anywhere with any knowledge to bring back, or because you got too distracted. And I see a lot of people on YouTube that happens to. Have you ever noticed? I don't get caught up in any of the. I don't get caught up in half the stuff that a lot of these people do. You know, because it doesn't lead to anywhere. Hold on, I gotta put this on here. I gotta get my shoes on, because it doesn't lead to anywhere. It just leads back, right on back to where you came from. That's why the Baphomet scares a lot of people. Oh my gosh. Mm, I smell something. Hope it's not poop. Dog, you better not have pooped. Maybe he just had gas. Rico's chilling on the couch, y'all. Anyway, so I'm gonna go now. I gotta go pick up the kids from school. Um, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. And remember, don't fall for fear. Just keep learning and you'll be fine. Okay. Bye.